Welcome back, everybody. Today we're ranking every single FBS team in a rebuild tier list. Shout out to Tier Maker and Team Crafter. What Team Crafter did is they scraped up the data to give you overall ratings of the players and the team. So we're going to be ranking them based on the overalls of the players. Do they have seniors leaving, a quarterback, uniforms, all these different things in these 5 tiers you see on the screen. If you enjoy college football content like this, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe. And I know it sounds cheesy, but it really helps out the channel. And comment down below who you are going to be rebuilding first. But we're going to start off with this no wait tier, and I'm going to put them in. Basically, this first tier is going to be a bunch of teams that are already talented and you don't have to do a lot of work for. So this first tier, the no wait tier, pretty much these are teams, again, that are already talented. You don't need to do a lot of work for recruiting. These are teams that are consistently in the playoff hunt, in the mix. So again, pretty highly rated teams. You don't need to do a lot of work for them. Sure, you can use some of these teams if you're in a money league, like a money dynasty league, since it's now cross-play or cross-platform or whatever the case may be. So if you want to use an Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Oregon, whatever the case may be, again, if you want to get your feet wet and figure out how the recruiting works, sure, we already have a leg up ahead of the game. But other than that, I don't really see a reason to use some of these teams in a rebuild setting or dynasty setting. This next tier, sure, you can probably talk yourself into rebuilding these teams. They've either had some success and fallen off, or they haven't hit their pinnacle success, like Tennessee, for example. It's a team that sure, you can convince yourself they have good players, but they haven't hit the pinnacle of making the playoffs, winning the SEC, and winning a national championship. Just throwing them out there as an example. You can talk yourself into these teams, whether or not they have a good recruiting class like Auburn that hasn't really performed, whatever the case may be. Or if you want to use Lenore Sellers, like from South Carolina, or Taylon Green from Arkansas. Again, just different examples of players you can talk yourself into because of their athleticism and overpoweredness. Or if you want a good recruiting class off the rip and starting off better than some of the other teams, sure, you can talk yourself into it, but you're not really building up from the ground up with these teams. Now, that being said, our first team that we're going to begin with is Air Force. Air Force coming in with a decent, they have a defensive tackle that's an 88 overall. I'm going to butcher this name, but Peyton Jodrick, whatever the case may be, get an 88 overall defensive tackle with 89 speed. So he's definitely doing a good bit of work. Their athleticism, they don't have a lot of players over 90 speed, so that's definitely something you're going to worry about. They do have Taylor Latham, running back, 80 overall with 89 speed. He is a senior. But if you want to look at their quarterback, you have Josh Johnson. He is a junior. He does have 85 speed. Not the best throwing stats at 84 throw power, decent accuracy except for his deep ball. But he does have the 85 speed and 87 excel. Outside of him, you do have a true freshman, Daryl Slaughter. What a name, by the way. He is 6'3" with 82 speed and 83 throw power. So whether or not you want to go with the junior or the freshman, going to be entirely up to you. So that being said, with Air Force, I'm going to put them in the solid tier. You don't have a lot of athletic players. You don't have a pro quarterback. So you're really going to be doing a lot of the groundwork to get the players that you overall want. Our next team is going to be Akron out of the MAC. You know, MAC Conference Maction. If you want some of that, they have that here. You do have Jake Newell, tight end, sophomore, 82 overall with 90 speed. Is that 90 speed or 80 speed? It's really hard to see on here. It was 80 speed, but if you sort, they have some players with decent speed. Not really anybody. Alex Adams, I used him in my NCAA 14 series a while back. He was a baller in that sense. You have Marquise Williams, but other than that, not too many athletic players. And if you look at their quarterback, you have a senior here with Ben Finley, 74 speed, 79 excel, 87 throw power, 84 short accuracy. Not the greatest in terms of his mobility or accuracies. Or you can rock with true freshman Johnny Brookhart, 81 speed, 84 throw power, 80 short, 75 medium. Again, not a really good, he's only 5'11", so if you watch the gameplay deep dive where 5'11" quarterbacks struggle with throwing over the middle, you might have a tougher time if you wanted to start the true freshman. With that being said, we're going to put Akron in the same tier, solid tier. Again, not the greatest athleticism, okay uniforms, but a lot of groundwork to do. Up next, we do have App State. They do have a ton of good players here. Kanye Roberts, Ethan Johnson, Rashad Dubinion. You know, when I played them with my team builder series on College Football 25, App State was tough. Kanye Roberts pretty much ran the ball up and down on us. Let's take a look at the athleticism. They do have some guys with 90 speed. Emory Floyd, Jadon McBurrows, Christian Conyer. Kanye Roberts, again, an 83 overall running back with 90 speed. They do have transfer quarterback AJ Swan. He was at Vanderbilt, then transferred to LSU, and now here he is at App State. Again, a junior. 78 speed, does have 91 throw power, 81 short, 79 medium, 75 deep. So a good filler ground. You know, he's only 74 overall, but a good filler for you to find your next quarterback to probably take over the next season. Other than that, they do have JJ Cole. He's got 69 speed, nice, but he does have 95 throw power at 6'7", 250 pounds. So if you want a guy with a rocket arm, he is a sophomore, so you could get 3 years out of him, maybe try to develop him, but 95 speed, that is one of the strongest arms in the entire country. So based off that, you have a 95 throw power quarterback. You do have some good starting grounds and App State's uniforms. We're going to put them in the fun category. One team I forgot to add in the shore is going to be Arizona State. They're just off a college football playoff appearance. They have tons of good players. So just a filler, putting them in the sure category in case you wanted to choose them. Their direct rival Arizona is up next. Again, tons of talent on the screen here. Is Mounty Madai, 87-year-old, 93 speed running back. You have Isaiah Mizkel, 95 speed. Tons of athleticism here. Chris Hudson, Luke Weissung, Marquise Grubbs Killebrew. Again, tons of players to really use here. Their quarterback, Noah Fafita, did come off a down year, but 5'10", 87 overall, 79 speed. Was that 89 throw power or 89 accuracy? 88 throw power, excuse me. 83 short, 89 deep. Really good, solid pocket passing quarterback. Again, doesn't have the strongest arm and can't really see over the middle. Again, if you watch the gameplay, deep dive, shorter quarterbacks have a tougher time seeing over the offensive line. So with that, they do have some fun pieces in terms of athleticism. They do have a solid quarterback to start off with. Since you don't got to do a lot of the work, we're going to put them in the solid category. Up next, we have Arkansas State, and I think I may have underrated this team. You have Corey Rucker, Kenyon Clay, Jaquez Cross. Good night. Look at that backfield. 83 overall for both of them, 86 speed and 90 speed. Brian Whitehead, Jalen Rayner, 84 speed quarterback. Let's look at their athleticism. They have Avante Dickerson, 94 speed, Chauncey Cobb with 91 as a sophomore, Corey Rucker, and Jaquez Cross. Again, let's go take a look at their quarterbacks here. Again, Jalen Rayner, he's a junior, 6'2", 84 speed, 86 agility, 88 excel, 83 awareness with 89 throw power, 84 short, 80 medium, and 83 deep. So, I mean, if you want to do some work in the Sun Belt with Jalen Rayner, with Arkansas State, they do have pretty slick uniforms. So I wouldn't blame you for choosing this team. With that being said, Arkansas State in the Sun Belt, we're going to put them in the fun category. You have a good quarterback off rip. You have good athleticism. So again, I wouldn't blame you if you're choosing Arkansas State to rebuild them first. Up next, we have Army. Army's always an interesting team if you want to run their playbook, run the triple option. They have one of the best centers in the entire nation with Brady Small. You have Hayden Reed, Caleb Fortner, Jaden Maines, excuse me if I can speak. You have good athleticism with Noah Short. You have Jackson Hammond, both with 92 speed. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. You have Toby, 91 speed, Jaden Mays. So overall, decent athleticism and really good running backs. Your only downside here would probably be the quarterback. You have Dwayne Coleman, who's a senior, 84 speed, 85 agility, 87 excel with 85 throw power. Not the greatest accuracies because their quarterbacks are mainly used for the option. They mainly use them for the legs rather than their arm. Their backup, Zach Mundell, 82 speed, 85 agility, 88 excel with 81 throw power. A lot worse accuracies, only standing at 5'9". So with Army, the unique thing here is if you want to run their triple option or if you want to try to modernize them, that is entirely up to you. Me, if I were to choose Army, I would try to run the triple option and try to win a national championship running their offense. So with that being said, in my personal opinion, I'm going to put them in the fun category. Triple option, the wishbone, the flexbone, all of that offers a unique element that you have to master if you want to win a national championship with Army. Up next, we do have Ball State coming from the MAC. You have Quay Ashley, 81 overall, 88 speed. Not a lot of athleticism with Keon Magwood, Elijah Jackson, Elisha Durham. Yeah, not really a lot to work with here. Their quarterback, a senior, Cale Kelly, does have good speed, 87, 88 agility, 90 excel, 85 throw power at 6'2". You can do a little bit with that, but you only would be there for a year. So you definitely would have to bring your own guy in after the first season. Ball State, again, in the MAC. Okay uniforms, not the greatest athleticism. We're going to put them in the solid tier. Coming up, we have Boise State, fresh off losing Ashton Genty to the draft. They do have one of the better left tackles in the entire nation with Cage Casey. He's again he's a junior, so maybe you can get 2 years out of him. He's got 93 pass block, 95 pass block power, 86 run block, 86 run block power, and 88 run block finesse. with 67 speed. So overall, one of the better tackles in the nation. Hopefully you can get 2 years out of them. Take a look at their athleticism. They have Austin Bolt, 93 speed, Marion McCoy with 92, Jeremiah Irby, Malik Sherrod trying to take the place of Ashton Genty. And then at quarterback, you have Maddox Madsen, 86 overall, 82 speed, 82 agility, 85 excel, 88 throw power, 87 short, 92 medium, and 84 deep. Even though he is 5'10", hopefully that 92 medium will allow him to hit throws over the middle. So overall, not a bad starting point. But since you don't have to do a crazy bit of the work here at Boise State, you're coming off of losing Ashton Genty, you already have a lot of solid pieces around. They do have the blue field, but we're going to put them in the solid category. Boston College is coming up with head coach Bill O'Brien. So you do have some experience if you want to keep his likeness in the game. Let's see if he's actually, programmed into it, but that's to come when we get the game. You do have KP Price, a junior strong safety, 87 overall, Logan Taylor, Davion Crouch, almost said Couch, Lewis Bond, Carter Davis. Take a look at their speed. You have Detrell Jones, Cam Martinez, Lewis Bond, and Max Tucker. They do have Alabama transfer Dylan Lonergan, 80 speed, 92 throw power, 6'2". Since he's a sophomore, you might be able to get him for 3 years. Hopefully you can be able to develop him. And you also have Grayson James, who's actually 1 overall better. So it's up to you if you want to use a transfer or if you want to use Grayson. He's got 79 speed, 90 throw power, 83 short, 79 medium. So Grahams is a year older, only 1 overall better, or not a year older, 2 years older, but 1 overall better. But Lonergan has the better throw power. So it's going to be up to you to decide whether or not what you want to do. With that being said, Boston College in a tough conference, the ACC, not really the, pizzazz on uniforms. We're going to put them in the solid tier. More action coming your way with Bowling Green. Not one player rated above an 80 overall. You have Alex Paget, Nate Pabst, Artis Boardingham, John Henderson. They did lose Harold Fannin, one of the most productive tight ends in the entire nation, to the draft, specifically to the Browns. Quarterback, you have Drew Pine. He's 5'11", a junior, 83 speed, 87 throw power, 84 short, 82 medium. Decent athleticism with decent throwing stats. So, and again, at 5'11", again, we don't know the thresholds on the accuracy to see over the line of scrimmage and through defenders and receivers to hit your target. Or if you want to use true freshman Dante Young, he's an 81 overall with 81 speed, 94 throw power. Again, as a true freshman, that might not be something you can pass up. That being said, with a true freshman Dante Young with 94 throw power, you have not the greatest athleticism. I'm going to put them in the solid category. Again, they don't have the greatest uniform combos. So if they had players that are more athletic, they could definitely be in the fun. They're definitely on the line of fun and solid, but we're going to put them in solid category for now. Buffalo here actually has a lot of good players. Again, another team that I've probably underestimated. You have Red Murdoch, a 90 overall middle linebacker junior with 83 speed. Aljay Henderson, 88 overall, 86. Kobe Stewart, Victor Snow, Tyler Doty, Solomon Brown. Again, a lot of good players here. Take a look at their athleticism. Victor Snow has 93 speed. Kobe Blackwell, 91. Solomon Brown with 90. Lamar Sperling with 90. So decent on the speed end of things. The main thing that might be lacking is quarterback, but Taquan Roberson has 86 speed. So again, nothing to really scuff at here. 84 throw power. Not the greatest accuracies, but if you're going to use Roberson, you're probably going to use him in an option type of setting because he's got 90 agility, 91 excel. Buffalo in the MAC, gotta love some action. You have a pretty good starting point with your overall players. You have a good running back, an athletic quarterback. I'm actually going to move them up to the fun category. BYU coming in from the Big 12, a ton of talent here with Chase Roberts, Jack Kelly, LJ Martin, Isaiah Glasker, Jake Reslaf. You have a 96 speed corner, Evan Johnson. You have Parker Kingston, Marcus McKenzie. BYU has a ton of speed. I actually didn't know that. And again, at quarterback, Jake Reslaf, 84 throw power, or 84 speed, 89 throw power, 84 short, 93 medium, 84 deep. Again, really good starting point for this team. So BYU, maybe not a top rebuild team, but maybe a sneaky online team to use for your online dynasties. If you have like a cap of the star, like a 3-star school, a 3.5-star prestige school that you can use, maybe in that sense, BYU becomes a sleeper to use with all that speed. But in terms of rebuild for the first one in college football 26, we're going to put them in the solid category. The Golden Bears, home of Aaron Rodgers, Marshawn Lynch, Deshaun Jackson, does have a solid starting ground here in college football 26. You do have TJ Bush, Hezekiah Masses, transfer from FIU, Harrison Taggart, Brent Austin, a lot of names I can't pronounce, Jacob De Jesus, Kate Olave, Take a look at their speed. Desmond James, 97 speed. Jayon Young, 93. Again, the transfer from FIU. Again, a lot of good talent here. Quarterback, you have junior Devin Brown. He's got 80 speed, 93 throw power, 87 short, 83 medium at 6'3". Or if you want to use the true freshman, Jaron Kewe Sakapolete. I mean, I'm probably 100% butcher that. I'm sorry. But 95 throw power, 84 short, 83 medium. This guy, if you develop him, he might be elite. Cal with the 95 throw power true freshman. We're gonna put them in the fun category. Central Michigan, home of Antonio Brown, controversial figure. Again, another Maxon team. You have a solid middle linebacker, Jordan Kwiatkowski. That's how you say his name. 85 overall, 80 speed. You have Caleb Span, Dakota Cochran, Michael Hildman, and Naree Biggins. Take a look at their speeds. Tyson Davis, 91 speed. Jayon Jackson, 90 speed. Stephon Bracey, Ty Newkirk. A lot of receivers hitting that 90 speed threshold. Starting quarterback is Joe Labus, 72 speed, 91 throw power, 83 short, 76 medium, 74 deep. Nothing really to write home about here. You want to go with the junior, you have Angel Flores, 84 speed, 87 throw power at 6'1", so it could be a quarterback competition. Or do you go with the true freshman, Mick DeMott? He's got 83 speed, 87 throw power, 87 agility, 87 excel. So you do have somebody in the back end if you want to try it out the senior or the junior and maybe they're not performing well and you want to throw Mick out there, that way he doesn't transfer out. Or if you just want to start with Mick right away, that's entirely up to you. He is only standing at 6 foot. Again, don't know the height threshold, but he might be the best choice out of the three. Central Michigan, not the craziest athleticism, decent quarterbacks. We're going to throw them in the solid category. Next here we have Charlotte in the American Conference. You do have some star players up first. Donald Chaney, Jesse Ramel, Jaquarius Conley. Only 3 players sitting at 80 overall. But Chaney has 96 or 86 speed. I thought it was 96. You have Jaden McGowan, 93 speed. Javon Nicholas, 91 speed. A 58 overall receiver with 90 speed. He is a true freshman though. You do have former North Carolina quarterback Connor Harrell coming in from Alabama. 87 throw power, 79 short, 84 speed, 86 agility, 89 excel. So decent. Again, you might get 2 years out of him, but nothing really to write home about. Or do you go with Grayson Loftus? He's a sophomore. You might get 3 years out of him. 89 throw power, 79 speed, 81 short, 79 medium. Again, decent quarterback competition. He is sitting at 6'3". Your upside might be with him, but if you want to win right away, you'd probably go with the other guy. With Charlotte, again, nothing really to write home about. We're going to throw them into the solid category. I promise there's going to be some elite teams here, but I'm saving the elite rebuilds for the upper echelon of teams that I want to choose from. Cincinnati here, and they have one of the better defensive tackles in the entire nation. Dante Coyon. 75 speed at 325 pounds. He's got 90 play rate, 87 tackle, 91 power, 91 power move, 90 block shed, so he can rush the passer. He's strong with 97 strength. He can stop the run. So if you're a D-line user, maybe you want to do some block steering with the new developments in the gameplay, you can really wreak some havoc with this guy. Outside of him, you have Jake Galdi, Matthew McDoom, Joe Royer, Taway Walker, Antoine Peak. Again, looking at their speed. Cyrus Allen, 93 speed. Matthew McDoom, 92 speed. What a name, by the way. Evan Pryor, 92 speed as well. Then at quarterback, you have Brendan Sorsby, 84 speed, 93 throw power, 87 short, 81 medium, 84 deep. So again, this might be one of those teams that maybe not your first rebuild in college football 26, but if you want to use them in like a sneaky online dynasty league, if you have limitations like a 3-star or 3.5 prestige school, Cincinnati might fall in that bucket to where you can use them. So with the first rebuild of college football 26, Cincinnati, I'm going to throw them in the fun category. They have good uniforms. You have an elite defensive tackle you want to use. I can definitely see myself rebuilding them in the future. Coastal Carolina always seems to be everybody's darling. You have the field, you have the uniforms, you have an electric conference. Let's take a look at their team before we make any decisions here. You have Jamison Tucker, 83 overall senior, Nick Del Grande, 80 overall left tackle, Jalen John, senior running back. So a lot of guys that are better on their team are a bit older. Take a look at their athleticism. Zachary Widener, sophomore, 92 speed. Robin Washington, again, Jamison Tucker with Cameron Knox. And you have sophomore quarterback wearing number 0. Maybe he's got a little bit of aura on him. 84 speed for Roquan Barber, 89 agility, 89 excel, with 89 throw power and decent accuracies across the board. So you might be able to get 3 years out of Roquan Barber, depending on what his dev trait is. Something to work with. Or do you go with true freshman Larry Garfield, 6'3", 82 speed, 85 throw power, 87 agility, 87 excel, again, decent accuracy. So another quarterback competition here. Both guys will be on the roster for a minimum of 3 years. So maybe that's something you could work out with on your own, based on who plays better. If you want the Oro number 0, you want Garfield number 3, doesn't really matter, but that's up to you. Definitely an interesting conversation to be had if you chose to rebuild this team. With that being said, Coastal Carolina, elite field, elite uniforms, have some younger quarterbacks. This is one of the teams I'm throwing in the elite category. Colorado without Shedeur Sanders, without Travis Hunter, definitely an interesting team to be had for rebuild purposes in college football 26. They do still have some talent. You have Jordan Seaton, 92 overall left tackle. He's a sophomore. Xavier Hill, a 90 overall right tackle, 2 of the better tackles in the entire nation. DJ McKinney, Caden Salter transfer from Liberty. If you played college football 25, Caden Salter always tore it up from winning Heisman, stuff like that. Jaheim Otis, Carter Stottmeyer, Aaron Walker. Again, a bunch of talented guys here, as you see on the left side. Let's take a look at their speed. Cam Michael, 96 speed. Tyracius Davis, 92 speed. Dallin Hayden, 92 speed. They got a lot of athleticism everywhere. So with Caden Salter, again, he is a senior, 90 speed, 92 throw power, 90 short, 83 medium, 79 deep, 91 agility, 92 excel. It definitely can add an element to your offense if you choose to use Colorado. Or you can go with the future, 5-star Julian Lewis. Or do you go with the future? You have 5-star quarterback Julian Lewis, true freshman, 83 speed, 87 agility, 89 excel, 90 throw power, 87 short, 85 medium. So you have the current with Caden Salter, again, transfer from Liberty. We'll see how he does. You have Julian Lewis to back him up. Hopefully, with the updated transfer portal, you don't lose him due to playing time. So that'll be interesting to see if you see Lewis in the portal a lot of times in your rebuilds. With Colorado, you have the storyline of post Shedeur Sanders, post Travis Hunter. Can they get back? Can they win the Big 12? Due to that, we're going to put them in the fun category. Their direct rivals, Colorado State, always trying to be the underdog, fighting off, the national attention of Colorado. You do have Justin Marshall, a sophomore running back with 83 overall, 91 speed. Aaron Karras, an 83 right tackle. Jaquez Evans, 81 right end. Jahari Rogers. Move on to athleticism. Again, Rogers tops with 92 speed. Kojo Antwi, 92 speed. Justin Marshall, Jordan Rose, Amani Winfield. Quarterback, you do have a junior with Braden Fallon Nicolosi, 90 throw power, 85 short, 83 medium, 75 speeding, and not the most athletic, but definitely something to work with his 90 throw power and pretty good accuracies. They do have an intriguing freshman with Darius Curry. He's only got 79 speed, but 86 throw power, 81 short, 74 medium, and 75 deep with 84 throw on the run. He's only 5'10", so it depends on whether or not you want to use him or not, but you do have a backup option in case things go wrong. That being said, Colorado State, not the craziest uniforms, not the craziest athleticisms. We're going to put them in the solid category behind Charlotte. The newest FBS team, Delaware, home of Joe Flacco, believe it or not. The newest FBS team, Delaware, home of Joe Flacco, believe it or not. Take a look at them. KT Sway, free safety, 81 overall with 87 speed. Joe Nathan Silver, their best running back, 87 speed. Only 2 guys above an 80 overall. Check out their athleticism. They do have some 90 speed guys with Keontae Jenkins, Hassan Manning, Max Patterson, Jake Thaw, Sean Wilson. And that's the only 3 guys really, or really only 3 guys have above 90 speed. And at quarterback, you have a lot of work to do. You have senior Zach Marker, who's okay. 77 speed, 86 throw power, 86 short, 79 medium with 78 agility. Or do you rock with Blake Brown, who's only a 70 overall, but he does have 93 throw power. So you really got to do a lot of work from the ground up with this team. Due to the fact that they are new to the FBS, you got to basically create your own team. Probably going to be one of the tougher rebuilds in all of college football 26. We're putting them in the elite category. You got to with a brand new FBS team. Got to see what the uniforms look like in game. I imagine with a combo of baby blue and yellow and white, it'll probably look pretty good. From the ACC, we do have Duke. Ton of talent here. Chandler Rivers, Brian Parker, Terry Moore. Always a sleeper team when I moved my team builder team to the ACC. Chandler Rivers at a 93, Brian Parker 92, Terry Moore to 92. A ton of talent as you see on this left side of the screen. Take a look at their athleticism. Andre Anthony, 94 speed, Chandler Rivers 92, Kamari Robinson 92, Shamir Haggins 92, Chase Tyler. A ton of athleticism all across the board. And they have Tulane transfer quarterback Darian Munsa, 89 overall as a sophomore, 83 speed, 88 agility, 88 excel, 92 throw power, 90 speed, 92 medium. So again, maybe not for your first rebuild of college football 26, but if you want to choose a team with decent prestige school that can really elevate due to their conference prestige, how they've been performing lately, some team you can definitely sleep on and use, honestly. So that being said, since they're probably more for a online dynasty series than a rebuild that you have to do, with Mensa, you probably have 2 years left with him, his sophomore and junior year before he goes to the draft. We're going to put them in the solid category. I've always loved East Carolina's uniform combos with the purple, white, and yellow. Take a look and see what they have here. They have Anthony Smith, London Montgomery, Parker Jenkins, a good running back duo right here. Montgomery being a sophomore, Jenkins being a junior. Take a look at their speed. Jenkins, 93 speed as a junior. Anthony Smith is senior, 92 speed. London Montgomery, 92 speed. Padaway, Mike Wright with 90 speed. You might have found a sleeper quarterback to use. Their starters actually projected to be Caden Hooser, 79 speed, 92 throw power at 6'3", 82 short, 82 medium, 85 deep. So it's whether or not you want to use him or want to use a 90 speed quarterback. Personally, I would probably lean towards Mike Wright. He's got 90 speed, 88 agility, 90 excel, 87 change of direction, 85 throw power. Again, not the best throwing wise, but you can do a lot of damage. You have 2 running backs above 90 speed, a quarterback above 90 speed. Again, you can do a lot of work with this team. With that being said, the athleticism of the quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, the age of your quarterbacks, you have to bring new recruiting classes in, the uniform combinations. This is the team definitely in the elite category. Eastern Michigan from the MAC, never really been a crazy team that have won the MAC or anything like that, at least as of lately. They have Mickey, can't even pronounce that last name, 87 overall left guard, so solid offensive line. Terry Lockett Jr., 82 overall, 90 speed. Dante McMillan, 88 speed. Other than that, only 2 guys with 90 speed with Lockett and Kendall Clark. Taking a look at their quarterbacks as we scroll down here. You have Cameron Edge, you have Noah Kim coming in as a senior. 90 throw power, 83 short, 78 speed, 79 agility, 81 excel. Again, nothing really crazy here. The only other interesting quarterback is true freshman Jay Stuckey. He's got 75 speed, 84 throw power, 78 short, 77 medium, and 75 deep. Really here, there's nothing to write home about Eastern Michigan. So that being said, not the crazy athleticism, not the greatest quarterbacks. Gonna put them in the solid category. FIU's a team that has a selection of uniforms. Some of them really are eye-popping if you look at it, at least from last year. We'll see what updated uniforms they have in college football 26. Yeah, Brian Blades II, what a name, with 91 speed. Kajon Owens, 83 overall. Julius Pierce, the left tackle. All these guys are top 3 or seniors. Another senior with Dallas Payne, Keegan Davis, Quayon Hill. So this is a team with a ton of seniors leaving. You're going to have that drop off after season 1. For speed, you know, we already went over Brian Blades. You have Tavares Dawson, 91 speed. Saquon Genopierre, 90 speed. I probably butchered the mess out of that name. And then a quarterback, you have Keon Jenkins, 82 speed, 85 agility, 85 excel, 88 throw power, and 84 speed. He is a junior, so you might get 2 years out of him. That being said, FIU, good uniforms in Miami. That being said, FIU, great uniforms in Miami, a hotbed for recruits. I'm going to put them in the fun category. They're right on the edge of elite and fun. And I might change my mind towards the end of the video, but right now I'm going to put them in the fun category. Another team from Florida with FAU, Florida Atlantic in the American Conference. Only 2 players above an 80 overall, Easton Master, Caden Voltkamp. He's a quarterback and receiver, so you do have this combo for 2 seasons. We'll take a look at their speed. Only 2 guys above 90 speed, Jay Sean Platt, Jabari Smith. Funny, Jabari Smith, so he's playing in Houston and he's a receiver. Can't be in 2 places at once, buddy. Their quarterback, again, we already went over him. Caden Veltkamp, 75 speed, 77 strength, 74 agility. Not the greatest in terms of athleticism, but he does have 90 throw power, 87 short, 93 medium. So something to work with over the next 2 years. So that FAU, if I were to choose one Florida team, it would be FIU. So with FIU ranking above them, we have to put them in the solid category. Fresno State in the Mountain West really hasn't made a ton of noise in a long time. I mean, you do have a Zillion Hamilton, 88 overall corner. He is a senior. Jacob Spomer, another 86 overall center. Bryson Donaldson, 84 overall running back. So you have a ton of guys in this 84 range. Another running back, Elijah Gillum, so you can have a 1-2 combo. And Corey Foreman, number 0 right in, so you know he's a dog. Take a look at their speed. Rayshawn Luke could be the gadget guy, 96 speed as a junior. Amarian Ashley's 93 speed as a corner. Hamilton, again, a lot of corners with that 90 plus speed, not too many receivers. You do have a true freshman with Jordan, if I'm gonna even try to pronounce his name, Malaulu. I might have butchered that, but true freshman from California, 90 speed, 90 agility, 92 excel with 78 catching, 77 route running. So again, a true freshman to work with. Their quarterback is EJ Warner. He's a senior, 77 speed. Again, not the greatest athletic wise, 86 throw power, 87 short, 83 medium, 73 deep, and 75 throw on the run. Gives you a solid floor, but not really the ceiling you might be looking for. They do have a true freshman quarterback sitting at 6'4" with 84 speed and 87 throw power. So again, if it's not working out, you can always turn to the true freshman, try to develop him. We'll just have to see what kind of skill caps he may have. That being said, for Fresno State, again, not a ton of athleticism. You do have that junior running back, but if he was like a freshman or sophomore, that might bump him up the fun tier. But for now, they're going to remain in the solid tier for a rebuild. Another Sun Belt team with Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern gave me a little bit of a hassle in my team builder dynasty last year. Take a look at them. They are pretty talented for a group of 5 team. You have Josh Dallas, 85 overall, 89 speed. Pike and Wembley, a good left guard. River Helms, Caleb Cook, DJ Arnold, Chance Gamble, a ton of 80 overall. Let's take a look at their speed. DJ Arnold and Dalen Cobb. I can't really tell if that's an L or an I. They have Ethan Pouncey, Sam Keenerson. So those are your guys with above 90 speed. Not too many, but still a lot of guys above the 80 overall threshold. At quarterback, you have JC French. I guess everybody keep your mouth away from him. 78 speed, again, decent. Athleticism, 89 throw power, 84 short, 82 medium, 71 deep, and 83 throw on the run. So not going to be able to throw it deep because he's got very poor accuracy, 71 overall for that. But he could probably dink and dunk your way down the field. But if you want to turn to a true freshman, they have a 75 overall, Weston Bryan, 90 throw power, 83 short, 78 medium, and 74 deep with 81 throw on the run. He's not as athletic, but you could get 3 to 4 quality starting years out of Weston Bryan to really lead your rebuild. With Georgia Southern, still not crazy athleticism. You have okay uniforms, mainly they're gray. So in that sense, they're gonna go into the solid tier. Another Sun Belt team from Georgia, Georgia State this time around. A lot of teams from the same area are in the same conference, if you really think about it. But you start off with Ted Hurst, 87 overall, 92 speed as a senior. Rashad Amos, 86 overall, 88 speed as a senior. Branson Robinson, a lot of teams with his running back duo, 85 overall, 87 speed. 3 running backs. So 4 running backs right here. 5 of them are their top overall players. Amos, Robinson, Simmons, and Braswell. So, and Ford right behind him. So many running backs on this team. You can put your substitution off at running back and just sit there and just ground and pound the football. Take a look at their quarterback. Actually, take a look at the athleticism. Bump that down. Hurst and Braswell, 92 speed with 91 for Braswell. Javon Robinson, 91. DJ Murray, another running back who's a freshman. Good night. They have a ton of running backs. Their quarterback, Christian Velou, gave me a ton of troubles last year. 76 speed, 91 throw power, 82 short, 82 medium. Again, not the crazy athleticism, but what quarterback do you really need if you have 5 or 6 running backs that can really play? That being said, Georgia State, if you really want the ground and pound the football, if that is your name in the game, I can see them throwing in the funds here if you enjoy running the football with the new offensive line mechanics. But other than that, I personally like to air out the football. So we'll see how that offense type works in college football 26, but for now, we're going to put them in the solid tier. We're just running through Georgia right now. Georgia Tech out of the ACC. They lost Eric Singleton Jr. to Auburn from the transfer portal, but let's take a look at what else they have. They have Eric Rivers, 92 overall, 92 speed. Jamal Haynes, 90 overall, 92 speed. Kalen Rutledge, Malik Rutherford, Haynes King with 91 speed at quarterback. Again, could be a sleeper team that you use in your online dynasty due to Haynes King having that 91 speed. Take a look at the rest of their team. 94 speed for DeBron Gatling as a true freshman. Eric Rivers, Jamal Haynes, Amari Harvey, Ronnie Shelley, Daquan Witts. Again, a ton of athleticism across the board. Oh, wow, they have two Kings, Haynes King and Amon King. Interesting, he's got 85 speed. Let's take a look at Haynes King. Again, he is a senior, 91 speed, 89 agility, 93 excel, 89 awareness. If you watched them play Georgia last year, you know Haynes King was carrying the team up and down the field. 90 throw power, 84 short, 84 medium. So Georgia Tech, if you want to run their old school offense with the option they used to run, this could be an elite team to use in terms of an online dynasty setting. So with Georgia Tech, you could create a storyline of trying to be the best team in Georgia. Obviously, they have that rivalry with Georgia. You're in the heartbeat of it. You're in Atlanta. So that storyline, you have Haynes King in a 91 overall. I'm going to move them to the fun category. The reason being is because they have all that athleticism you can use. And if you do a game by game basis of the way you play the games, that's where Georgia Tech can be a little bit more in the fun category. Hawaii has always been a unique team to try to rebuild. If you want to take on the challenge and try to rebuild a team from only that coastline, that's definitely something you can try to do. Take a look at their team, Peter Manuma. There's going to be a lot of names I can't pronounce. You have a couple receivers here with 84 and 83 overall with Nick and Pafale, Elijah Palmer, Elijah Robinson, Landon Sims. Let's take a look at their speed. Brandon White, 92 speed, Pafale 91, Elijah Palmer 91, Cam Barfield 91, so a ton of guys above 90 speed. So Hawaii has UCLA transfer Demarcius Davis, wearing number 20, very unique number, but coming in as a 79 overall, 81 speed, 90 throw power, 84 agility, 84 excel, with decent accuracies across the board, standing at 6'5". 100% this is a guy that you can tailor your rebuild after. So with Hawaii, the challenge you may provide yourself in terms of if you want to rebuild from that coastline alone would provide itself pretty tough. But with that comes a little bit of excitement. So we're going to bump Hawaii to the fun rebuild. Again, you have a quarterback you can use for 3 to 4 years. If you want to put yourself in a challenge of only recruiting in Hawaii, it may be possible, may not be possible, but the only way to do it is to try. Next, we do have Houston from the Big 12. They do have a good tight end, one of the better tight ends in the entire nation, with Tanner Cozio. Can't tell if that's an I or not. 92 overall. Dean Connors, Jesus Machado, Connor Weigman, the transfer from Texas A&M, Carmicah Glass, Rashawn Sanford. Again, a bunch of guys in the 80 overall range. Let's take a look at their athleticism. JD Rhyme, 92 speed. Makai Malls, 92 speed. Austin Carlisle, a true freshman with 92 speed, so definitely somebody that you can use behind Weigman. Dean Connors, Stephon Johnson. Again, a ton of guys that you can use on this tier for skill positions, pretty much. Again, at quarterback, Weigman, you might have for 2 years. 93 throw power, 87 short, 88 medium, with 82 speed. Again, not a slouch athleticism-wise. From Cypress, Texas. So again, a guy that you can really tailor after. Houston might be a team, another sleeper that you use in your online dynasty series if you run that with your buddies, whatever the case may be. Let's take a look at Austin Carlisle, 73 overall, true freshman, might redshirt for a year. Hopefully he doesn't transfer out due to you redshirting him. 92 speed, 89 agility, 94 excel. Maybe if you run some special packages for him out of the Wildcat, whatever the case may be, with 83 throw power. So you do need to develop his throwing stats, but 92 speed is not something you can sleep on. So you have a fast quarterback. You already have a pretty set in stone team around him. So with that being said, we're going to put him in the solid category. If you were to do a season by season dynasty where you play the moments, maybe they get bumped to the fun because you're playing with them more often. But other than that, if you're just a simulation based dynasty, almost said franchise, then Houston would stay in that solid tier. Illinois made some noise last year after going 10-3. They do have some stud players with Gabe Jackas, 92 overall outside linebacker with 81 speed. You have Xavier Scott, a corner, senior. JC Davis, another senior. Again, most of their top guys are going to be older players, so this is going to be one of those teams that takes a dip after year one. For speed, they have Tyler Strain at 93 speed. Khalil Valentine is a sophomore with 92 speed, so you get a couple years out of him. You have Hank Beatty with 92 speed, getting Xavier Scott yet again. Aiden Lowry, 91 speed as a junior, so you have 2 guys with 90 plus speed out of the backfield that you can use. And then you have Caleb Patterson as well. Their quarterbacks, Luke Altmaier was actually rumored to go to the portal, but he didn't. He stayed home in Illinois. So he's got 85 speed, 89 throw power. So a little bit of mix, the best of both worlds. 93 short, 88 medium, 83 deep. Gonna be tough for them to make noise out of the Big Ten. They did go 10-3 last year. So let's see if they can build upon that in real life. With that being said, I know you can make a storyline for Illinois trying to make some noise out of the Big Ten for the first time ever, but if you're doing a rebuild, you're trying to build your team up. With that being said, we're going to put them in the solid category. They already have a pretty good foundation across the board. So sure, you might have to do a little bit of work, but not a lot to be done. Same can be said for Indiana, a surprise team last year. Did really well, pretty much overperformed. You have Elijah Surratt, Mikael Kamara, D'Angelo Pons, Aiden Fisher, Carter Smith, Fernando Mendoza, Amars Farrell, Roman Hemby, and we take a look at their speed. D'Angelo Pons at 94 speed as a 92 corner, or 92 overall corner, probably one of the better corners in the entire nation. Jamari Sharp with 94 speed, Roman Hamby, a running back who's a senior 93 speed, and Omar Cooper 92 speed. Quarterback is a transfer from Cal with, again, Fernando Mendoza, 92 throw power at 6'5". He is a junior, so maybe you get 2 years out of him, maybe you get one based on how he develops. Decent athletic with 82 speed, 84 agility, but again, a lot of work you can use with Fernando Mendoza here. So once again, Indiana finds himself in the same boat as Illinois in terms of a team that maybe you can use in an online dynasty series that's starting to make a name for themselves in the Big Ten, but not quite there yet. You have a bunch of foundational pieces already there. So that being said, we're going to put them right there in the solid category. Struggled offensively, but always had a good defense. Plus, you have that tradition of waving to the hospital they play next to. So that's something you want to see, the immersion of college football 26. Iowa could be a pretty good team too. Aaron Graves, the defensive tackle, 91 overall. Giddings Dunker, 91. On the right side, on the offensive line of scrimmage, of course, right tackle. Xavier Nwampa, that's how you say his name. Logan Jones, they get elite in the trenches. That's what you're going to get with Iowa. Skill positions, not so much, but if you want to ground and pound the football, this could be your team. Athleticism wise, you have Brevin Dole, 93 speed, Kamari Moulton, 92, Wampa, 90, TJ Hull, 90, Jacob Gill. A good bit of players with above that 90 speed threshold. Then your quarterback is senior Mark Gronowski. Again, nothing to write home about. 81 speed, 80 agility, 85 excel, 88 throw power, 85 short, 82 medium, and 81 deep. With all that for Iowa, a defensive grown team, not a lot of firepower offensively. They're going to be in the solid tier. Iowa State right after them in the Big 12, competed in the Big 12 championship game. So if you want to use them to build off the foundation you have, you can. Not really saying you don't have to, but whatever the case may be. Jeremiah Cooper, their best player with 91 overall, 93 speed as a senior. You have John Says Williams. You have Dominique Orange. Relco, is that Becht? Yeah. Carson Hansen, Dylan Barnett, Abu Sams, Tyler Miller. Again, a bunch of players above that 85 overall. Go by speed. You have a true freshman, Dominic Overby with 94 speed, Jeremiah Cooper 93. Again, Sam's at 92 as a junior running back you can get 2 years out of. And again, their quarterback, Rocco Becht, 88 overall as a junior. Maybe you get 2 years out of him. Maybe he declares for the draft. 90 throw power, 85 short, 89 medium, 85 deep. So he is able to hit those deep throws to a couple of those receivers that have 93 and 94 speed. Iowa State did just come off a Big 12 championship game appearance. Just shy of the playoffs. Not much work to do. Actually going to put them in the sure category because they pretty much have a good foundation for you. Jacksonville State, 1 year removed of coming into the FBS out of Alabama. You have Cam Cook, a sophomore running back. Andrew Paul. Again, what's up with these lower tier schools building up at running back? Trevor Woods, Gavin Wimsatt wearing number 20. Interesting enough. Doesn't look like they have a ton of speed. Let's go look at that. Michael Patway, 92 speed as a senior. Jordan Savage, a running back with 91 speed as a true freshman. Jeremiah Colbert, Cam Cook, Toby Reeder, and Will Huber close out those with 90 speed. Gavin Wimsatt for Jacksonville State actually transferred from Kentucky wearing the number 20 at 6'3", does have 86 speed and 90 throw power. So with that combination, maybe he can hold you over for 2 years so you find somebody to follow his footsteps. Again, 87 agility, 88 excel, big body at 6'3". So you can definitely run him up and down the field. He might be the focal point of your offense. Jacksonville State, with a couple young running backs with 90 plus speed, Gavin Wimsatt could hold you over till you find your quarterback you want. I think they could be in that fun tier category. Ever since James Madison entered the FBS, they've really taken it quickly in the Sun Belt. So they have George Padaway, a junior running back with 92 speed, 87 overall. Alonza Bennett, another junior with 89 speed. Ayo Adaye, I think that's how you say his name. Adaye, 91 speed. Again, very heavy in terms of the backfield. If you want to run some split back sets with all of them in the backfield, maybe some triple option action, that's something you can definitely do. You have Pat McCurtry, a right tackle, Jacob Thomas, backup quarterback who's a senior. Not really going to use him. Take a look at the athleticism. Again, Padaway and Ayo leading the way, 92, 91 speed. You have a true freshman receiver 91, DJ Barksdale 90 speed, and that's about it. Not that many guys above that 90 speed threshold. Again, the quarterback, Alonzo Barnett III, he's an 86 overall, so maybe you get 2 years out of him. 89 speed, 89 throw power, 90 agility, 93 acceleration. So definitely a guy that you can use in the backfield in that option type of offense. Again, James Madison, probably better suited for an online dynasty series if you're limited to a certain star prestige school rather than just a rebuild. So we're putting them in that solid category again. Kansas coming in out of the Big 12 have a sleeper quarterback with Jalen Daniels. Also got a star center Bryce Foster at 89 overall. Just talked about Jalen. You have Dean Miller, LaShawn Williams, Daniel Highshaw, again, a back-to-back running backs here that you can use in the backfield. Take a look at their speed. 95 speed. Have a true freshman Bryson Haynes, Emmanuel Henderson Jr. with 92 speed, DJ Graham, Jalil Hurley, Jackson Cook, and Levi Wentz. Now your plan for Kansas, if you take them over, you need a succession to Jalen Daniels. He does have 88 speed, 90 throw power, 91 agility, 92 excel, but you're gonna have to find somebody to fill in his shoes. This is gonna be one of those teams that start off really well and then take a drop in overall the following season. So again, you're gonna need to do your work recruiting wise if you want to find the guy to take over for Daniels. With that being said, Kansas, you only have 1 year of Jalen Daniels. You don't really have anybody to succeed him. The offense is a little bit older. I'm going to put them in the solid category. Kennesaw State coming in. If you played Road to Glory last year as a quarterback, you know how tough it was to get a passing offense going. All they wanted to do was hand the football off. And you only have 2 players above an 80 overall, Jericho Washington and Donelius Johnson. Let's take a look at their athleticism. You only have 4 guys above 90 speed, Tyler Hilliam, Christian Moss, Takeem Wallace, and Ali Joyner. Joyner's a 54 overall. So tough sledding, it looks like, on offense. Your best quarterback is a senior at a 76 overall with 87 throw power, 81 short, 73 medium, and 75 deep. So a ton of work to do if you take over Kennesaw State. So Kennesaw State, with, you're in Georgia, the hotbed for elite talent. A ton of work to do. You have good uniforms. You're coming off a rough foundation, 1 year since entering the FBS. We're going to put them in the elite category. Kent State, where Nick Saban began his career as a coach and as a player too. Let's take a look at this team. Only 2 players above an 80 overall, Jordan Newman and Gavin Garcia, both of them being running backs. So you're really going to have to focus on grounding and pounding the football. Take a look at their speed. Only 3 guys with 90 speed. And all 3 of them don't even look usable. We have a 69 overall, a 65, and a 59 overall for the guys with that 90 speed. Oh God, and your quarterback is a 70 overall. Granted, he is a true freshman with Drew DeShields, 84 speed, 84 throw power, 90 agility, 88 excel. But really, this team sucks. It's going to be a lot of work to be done with Kent State. If Kent State had better uniforms, they would be in the elite category. But with their roster, the uniform, and being in the MAC, we're going to put them in the fun. You got a lot of work to be done with the surrounding team, but if this is something you want to take the challenge on, you can definitely do so. Kentucky, a team that's been up and down in the SEC. I'm going to take a look at them here. Joshua Braun, a left guard with 91 overall, who's a senior. You have Dante Dowdle, 88 overall, David Gusta, Jonquez Hardaway, Seth McGowan, Jamarian Wilcox. Again, a ton of players that you can use in the backfield. Kendrick Law, transfer from Alabama. For their speed, Law with 97 speed. Again, we talked about him being the transfer from Bama. Terry Nichols, 96 speed. Ashton Kozer, true freshman, 93 speed. JJ Hesser, 92 speed. So a ton of guys on offense that has that electrifying ability to torch defenses. And here you have Zach Calzada, who is a 7th year quarterback transferred from Incarnate Ward. He was at Texas A&M at one point in time, but he does have 93 speed, 86 short, 82 medium, 80 deep. The only worry about this is you're going to have to find a guy to succeed Calzada after a year rebuilding them. Pretty electric team to use in terms of speed wise. However, you're going to be stuck in the SEC pretty much at the bottom of the barrel. So with that, we're going to put them in that solid tier. Liberty, fresh off of losing Caden Starter last year. They lost Hugh Freeze a couple years ago as their head coach. Take a look at their team. You do have Joseph Carter, Brylan Green, CJ Bazille, Julian Gray, Vaughn Blue. Again, a bunch of running backs back to back here. That's what these teams like to do, I guess, is hoard running backs. Take a look at their athleticism. Julian Gray is a senior, 92 speed. Tyson Mobley, Dante Lee, and Braylon Green with 90 speed. You also have Christian Bonder right behind him. It didn't land Ethan Vasco in the transfer portal from Coastal Carolina. He's got 81 speed, 91 throw power as a junior. only 76 overall, so you'll get 2 years out of him, but he might eclipse an 80 overall if you're lucky. And then another Ethan, you have Ethan Hook, 73 overall, true freshman. He's got 78 speed, 86 throw power, 81 short. So if Fasco doesn't do as well as you hope, you can put in the true freshman who's at 6'4", and maybe try to develop him based off his skill caps. To Liberty, coming off of losing Caden Salter, you do have a true freshman quarterback. I think Liberty can sneak into that fun category to try to rebuild. Raging Cajuns, again, another team in the Sun Belt. They do have Jax Harrington, Tyree Skipper, Jordan Lawson, Bill Davis, Silent Perry, again, another team with a running back duo. And then Cameron Whitfield at outside linebacker. Take a look at their speed. Shelton Sampson, Robert Williams, Darrell Smith. The only 3 guys with 90 speed, Smith being a true freshman, so maybe you have some upside there. Then your quarterback is 78 overall Walker Howard, only standing at 6 foot, but he does have that 91 throw power, 85 short, and 82 medium, so he can at least hold you off for 2 years. Other than that, you're gonna have to hit the recruiting cycle hard or the transfer portal to get the guy to follow him. So Louisiana, you do have some faster running backs. You do have 1 true freshman, 91 speed. You're gonna have to hit the recruiting cycle hard, but you can bring in your own guys. So that being said, we're gonna put Louisiana in that fun category. Another Louisiana team that is in the Sun Belt, Louisiana Monroe, only has 5 players above the 80 overall. You have Carl Funtroy, Elijah Fisher, David Gotzi, Billy Pullen, and then Braylon McReynolds. Other than that, your speed, only 3 guys above a 90 speed or at 90 or above, with Gotzi, Godfrey, and a 59 overall wide receiver who's wearing 43. That is the definition of unathleticism. 43 wide receiver, kind of crazy. And then at quarterback, you only have 2 guys above a 70 overall. Aiden Armenta, 89 throw power, 84 short, 78 speed. So this is one of those teams that is at the very bottom of the barrel. You're gonna have to pretty much bring in everybody if you want to compete. So this might take that 4 to 5 years to even be competitive in terms of overall wise. So with the groundwork that needs to be done for Louisiana Monroe, I think that puts them in the fun category. Your recruits, once you get good, are gonna be guys that you brought in, not really any or much of homegrown talent. So since you have to bring in all the recruits to make this team good, that's going to land them in that fun tier. Louisiana Tech coming in the Conference USA, you have Colby Fields at an 83 overall, Amiri Wiggins, Cedric Woods, and Eli Finley, the only 4 guys being above an 80 overall. For speed, they have Cedric Woods, Jay Wilkerson, Dedrick Latulius? However you say his name. Mitch Booth, Fred Roberson, David Gandy. Again, a bunch of guys above that 90 speed threshold. But at quarterback, you pretty much have a log jam here. You have Ethan Bullock, who's a 75 overall. 90 throw power, 86 short, 81 medium. He's decent, but he is the best one out of the bunch. Other than that, it'll be you to choose from whether you want Devontae Fitzpatrick, Jeff Beckham, or Blake Baker. Again, all these guys in the same log jam. You have Baker to 70, Beckham to 71, Fitzpatrick at a 73. So if you want a true quarterback competition, Louisiana Tech may be your choice. But in my honest opinion, Louisiana Tech doesn't have any eye-popping quarterback to choose from with speed or high throw power, doesn't have any key freshmen, barely guys above 90 speed. So we're going to put them in that solid category to be rebuilt first. Louisville, fresh off losing Tyler Shuck to the draft. They do have Isaac Brown, a sophomore, 93 overall, 95 speed. So definitely somebody you can utilize very, very quickly and right away. Odds are you'll probably have 2 years. He'll declare for the draft after his junior year. You have Chris Bell behind him, Colin Lacey, Stanquan Clark, Duke Watson, TJ Quinn, Clav Lubin. What a name right there. Take a look at their speed again. We went over Brown and Watson, both guys as sophomores, 95 and 94 speed. Tayon Holloway, Colin Lacey, a bunch of talent is really at running back for sure. Louisville added transfer from USC, Miller Moss. He is a senior, 92 throw power, not 92 speed, 92 short, 86 medium, 83 deep. So again, a team that can definitely make some noise year one. You get an athletic quarterback with those 2 guys behind him at 95 and 94 speed, you can make some noise in your Dynasty series. Due to the fact you have 2 running backs with elite speed, you get 1 quarterback with elite speed, and you can have a hell of a time in that backfield. We're going to put them in that fun category that you can use. Marshall, team from the Sun Belt, home of Randy Moss, way back when. You have Jalen Slappy, Toby Payne, and Adrian Norton, the only 3 players above an 80 overall. Take a look at their speed. Sharon White Jr. 91 speed, and he's the only guy, the only one above a 90 overall. Take a look at their quarterback, and it's not looking good here either. You have Zion Turner, 74 overall, 87 speed, 86 throw power. So you do have some maneuverability in the backfield with your quarterback. He's okay accuracy wise. He's got 70 deep accuracy, only standing at 6'1". With Marshall, a team you got to do a ton of work for. There's not really somebody that can be your foundational building block. So that being said, they're going to land themselves in the solid category too. Maryland has always been a team with unique uniforms, especially coming in. They have that flag they have in their helmet, different mix and match that you can do. So that's definitely an interesting caveat to add with this. They do have Dorian Fleming, Jalil Farouk, Jalen Husky, Nolan Ray, Bryce McPherson as a punter, Rotrell Perry, Zymar Smith, and Octavian Smith. Interesting to note there. But all these players, they're in the Big Ten too, so they're going to be in a loaded conference with not the greatest attributes. Their corner, Kevin Humus, 95 speed, Octavian Smith, 92, Caleb Webb. So they do have some speed on the outside to use a receiver. At quarterback, the one guy I would use here is freshman Malik Washington. 86 speed, 90 throw power, 85 agility. You can build off this guy for the next 3 to 4 seasons. This makes Maryland definitely interesting. That being said, Maryland elite uniforms, a quarterback you can build off of, a tough conference. You're probably the bottom of the barrel. Probably a tough challenge. I'm going to put that into the elite category for a rebuild. Memphis out of the American is coming up next. You have Kamari Wilson, your best player at 85 overall. William Whitlow, 84. Frank Peasant, 84 overall. Another running back right behind him with Greg, don't even know how to pronounce that last name, at 82. Chris Adams, Brandon Lewis, a quarterback. Again, a ton of seniors. So after the first season, your team's going to take a little plummet. Take a look at the speed. CJ Smith is a junior, 95 speed. Frank Peasant, 92 as a running back. And you have a bunch of other guys, or two others at 90 speed with Marion Cooper and Xavier Johnson. Your quarterback is going to be Brendan Lewis, a senior with 86 speed, 91 throw power at 6'3", short accuracy 85, 88 medium. So again, a guy that can maneuver back in the pocket, but you're going to have to recruit your guy to take over after season 1. Or you have Arrington Maiden, 74 true freshman, 88 speed, 83 throw power. So Maiden needs to develop his throwing stats, but the 88 speed is something you pretty much can't teach. So if you don't bring in your guy, this can be the guy that you pretty much stake your rebuild in. The Memphis with an 88 speed quarterback that you can build around, that's going to land them immediately into the fun category. Miami, Ohio coming up next. They have a couple guys that maybe you can build out around. They're in the MAC, so if you want some more action, Eli Biaki, or is that Blakey? Looks like Blakey. 85 overall, 88 speed. Silas Walters, 84 overall. You have a kicker, you have Daquan Finn, and then Kenny Tracy. Take a look at their speed. 3 guys, Cam Perry, Corey Beasley, and Lenal Billups Williams, the only 3 guys with 90 speed. Beasley is a freshman, but he's a cornerback, so you're not going to really use him that much. Then their quarterback here, Daquan Finn, 82 overall senior, does have 87 speed, 90 throw power, so at least for a year, that's something that you can work with, you know, the speed and the good throw power. He's got decent accuracies at 82, 83, 76. He's better with the ball in his hands as a ball carrier, 87 agility, 89 excel, 85 change of direction, 84 ball carrier vision. The Miami of Ohio could be good to use for a year. Other than that, you can bring your own guys in. The uniforms are okay. So with that, we're going to put them in that solid tier. Michigan State hasn't really been good in a long time. You have one of the better tight ends with Jack Feeling. You have Krishan McCray, Amari Kelly, Nikai Martinez, Nick Marsh. So a ton of receivers. You know, your offense, if you run 3 wide, will have Veiling, McCray, Kelly, and Marsh. So that's something you can definitely work with. For speed, Amari Kelly, 93 speed, McCray, 92, Bullard, 92, Marsh, 91. So your receivers have pretty good speed with 90s and above. The quarterback here, Aiden Chills, as a junior, 86 speed, 92 throw power, 6'3", 83 short, 82 medium, 85 change of direction, 84 change of direction. So you'll have him for 2 years to try to build around and try to bring Michigan State back to glory in the Big Ten. Lower in the Big Ten, you do have a good quarterback to use for 2 years. You have some guys with speed at a better overall. So that's going to land them in that fun category. Mid Tennessee State, the Blue Raiders out of the Conference USA, only 4 players above that 80 overall. You have Ricky Hunt, John House IV, Jaden Credle, another running back, and another running back with Jacqueline Middlebrook. So 3 guys in the backfield you can probably rotate in and out. Speed, you have a senior, O'Marion Walker, 95 speed, Brian Bruton, 91 speed, Taquan Yates. So 3 guys. You have Walker, who could be used as a gadget type player. Your quarterback is Nicholas Vattiato. There we go. He is a senior, 89 throw power, 83 speed, 85 short, 84 medium. The other quarterbacks behind him aren't that good, so you better hope you bring a guy in after he graduates. Yeah, but not the greatest quarterback. You have 1 guy with 95 speed. That's going to put them only in the solid category. Minnesota coming in from the Big Ten. Let's take a look at them. You do have Darius Taylor, Coy Parrish, AJ Turner, another running back, some more tandem duos you can run, Anthony Smith, Javon Tracy, Kerry Brown. So this team looks pretty good from the looks of it. Take a look at the speed. Malachi Coleman, 96 speed as a sophomore. Darian Green, Quentin Renning, 92 speed. So you have some guys you can definitely make some noise with. The only problem is their best quarterback is a 72 overall freshman. He's not fast, only 70 speed, does have 92 throw power. So you're going to be relying on your guys to catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage or in short yardage situations and allow them to make plays for themselves. Or you have 2 running backs you can simply just hand the ball off to. So with Minnesota, you have a lot of speed, a young quarterback to build around. I think that's going to put them in the fun category if you wanted to rebuild them. Mississippi State has been a team that hasn't made noise in the SEC since they've had Dak Prescott. So you can try to build them back up. They have 2 running backs here with Fluff Brothwell and Devon Booth. A lot of teams holding running back, Bothwell being a 90 overall 88 speed, Booth being at 86 overall 88 speed as well. You have Isaac Smith, Jerron Manning, Sedu Traore as a tight end, another running back as a senior, and then another tight end. So a lot of repetitive positions that the Bulldogs have. Take a look at their speed. 96 speed with Brennan Thompson, something you can definitely use. Anthony Evans, 94, another receiver with 93. So definitely can make some noise with that firepower offense. Their quarterback, Blake Chapin, 87 throw power. Man, if you had better throw power, this could definitely make this team fun. 90 short, 84 medium, 80 speed. If you recruit a guy after he graduates with like 93 plus throw power, that can make the offense very fun to use with the 96 and 94 speed receivers. So Mississippi State, I still think that's going to put them in the fun category due to the fact you can use a couple of guys with speed. In year 1, you just got to figure out a way to get them with gadget plays, jet sweeps, screens. Speed wins. Speed will always win in a football game. Then you have another new FBS team with Missouri State. Only 2 guys above an 80 overall with Shamari Lawrence and DJ Wozniak. Take a look at their speed. They have a lot of guys above 90 speed. More than I thought. You have Josh Joyner, a true freshman. Looks like that's a 79 overall, if that's right. Yeah, take a look at him. 91 speed. So this is a good running back you can build around for the next 3 to 4 years. The quarterback, though, a senior, Jacob Clark, with only 89 throw power, 85 short, 84 medium, 73 speed. So again, you're going to need to recruit a guy that you like to bring in and be your star quarterback for your rebuild. With the fact that this is a new FBS team, you have a storyline, you can bring in your own quarterback. I think that's going to put them in the fun tier. I don't think they're elite. I think if there's a more of an elite team, you have Delaware over Missouri State, but they're on the line. I think they're like the top of the fun tier because again, you have that storyline you can use for them as an FBS team, new FBS, but I feel that's kind of repetitive with Delaware. So the same thing with Army is going to be the same storyline that follows here with Navy, another team that runs the spread. You have a good quarterback, Blake Horvath. You have a fullback. You got to love the fullback here with Alex Taza. You have Eli Heldenrich. You have Landon Robinson again in the trenches where these battles are going to be won. Take a look at their speed. Nathan Kent, 92. Chapman, 90. Allen, 90. Horvath, 89. And let's go take a look at Horvath here. And 90 overall, senior quarterback, 89 speed, 87 throw power. He's got good agility, good ball carrier vision, good change of direction. Oh, this could be a guy that you run with in your option quarterback. So since Blake Horvath and Army are going to be, since Blake Horvath and Navy are going to follow the same storyline as Army, I think you got to put them in the fun tier too. You can run the option. You can try to modernize this team and get them in the spread. But overall, if you want to try to run the option and beat Army and try to win the national championship, this is the team you can use. For Nebraska, I mean, obviously you're going to have the Pat Mahomes wannabe clone with Dylan Raiola, Dane Key, the transfer from Kentucky, Sierra Wright, again, we already talked about Raiola, Emmett Johnson, Marquise Watson-Trent, Isaiah Hunter, Marquise Buford, Elijah Pritchett. Let's take a look at their speed here. Barney Jr. 93 speed, Wright with 92, Parker 92, Hunter 91. So you have speed across the board at your skill positions, which is really nice. And then Dylan Raiola, true sophomore, probably got 2 years left with him. He's tried everything to be like Pat Mahomes, but he does have 97 throw power. 97, that is definitely really, really nice. You already have a pretty good locked in quarterback, so you don't have a lot of work to be done. But the fact he's got 97 throw power, I'm gonna put them at the very top of the fun category to try to bring them back to their glory days that they had in the 90s. Wolfpack Nevada only has one player above an 80 at an 80 overall, and that's Andrew Matagai. He is a center, a senior. Their speed, only one guy with 90 plus speed. Oh my gosh. This team looks to not be good whatsoever. You do have a freshman quarterback and Adam Lambert, 85 speed, 87 throw power, only 72 overall. This team has a lot of work to be done. You're gonna have to bring a lot of your own players because this team doesn't have anybody. So the fact you're from Nevada, you're gonna bring in a lot of talent. This could be something. So now with Nevada, the formula I have for elite, you gotta have the uniforms, you gotta have the recruits that you need to bring in, and the overall team. Nevada's only missing the uniforms, so we're gonna bring them in the fun tier, probably the upper echelon of the fun tier, due to the fact that you have to bring in a lot of guys, but you just don't have the uniform combos I like. Gonna go over NC State next. You have one of the better tight ends with Justin Jolly, Brian Nelson, Shakarius Peak, Caden Forum, Brandon Cleveland, Devon Marshall. Take a look at the speed. Jonathan Paylor as a true freshman with 94 speed. You have another freshman who's a corner with Jaron Sensabaugh, Noah Rogers, Javon Bailey. So again, a lot of young talent with over 90 speed. So that's something you love to see. Your quarterback is pretty young with CJ Bailey. He's 6'6" with 92 throw power, 80 speed. So good arm, good build. Definitely something you could build off with the young receivers and that high speed. So you have a young quarterback, you have young receivers with high speed in a tougher conference. NC State gonna be in the fun category. New Mexico coming in with 4 players above an 80 overall. You have Scottry Humphrey, Richard Pierce, DJ McKinney. Again, another team with 2 running backs and Keegan Johnson. Taking a look at their speed, only 3 guys above 90 speed. Humphrey, McKinley, and Johnson, the 3 exact guys that we just went over. If we shift down all the way to their quarterback, Isaiah Chavez looks to be one of them. Derek Hills is going to be your best option as a sophomore. Only 89 throw power, 82 speed, 82 short and medium accuracy with 76 deep, and only at 5'11" too. So New Mexico, a team that beat Auburn. New Mexico, a team that's okay. You have 2 running backs. That's really about it. Not really a lot to write home about. So I'm going to put you in the solid category. New Mexico State coming in with 5 players above an 80 overall. You have Tyler Martinez, Kadarius Callaway, Dakara Cobbs, Sona Apuyu, that's how you say him, into John Stanley at 80 overall. Take a look at the speed. You have Stanley, Pride, Kelly Jr., Tyler King. I mean, some of these guys you can use. PJ Johnson. Other than that, the other guys are lower overall, so it's going to be tough to see if they even see the field. And your quarterbacks are a battle of Grant Cutler and Parker Awad. We're going to look at Cutler here. 74 overall as a junior, 92 throw power, so he's probably going to take the edge in that quarterback competition if you chose to rebuild this team. So New Mexico State, not a lot of storylines going for them. You have 2 quarterbacks at a 73 overall. That's going to put them in the solid category. North Carolina with Bill Belichick. We'll see if his likeness is actually in the game. He hasn't been in any Madden since like Madden 05 or something like that. We'll see if they got him in college football. You have Andrew Simpson, Thaddeus Dixon, Marcus Allen, Chad Lindbergh, Caleb Koss, Austin Blast, Gio Lopez as a freshman, who will probably be your starting quarterback, and Davion Ghost. Let's take a look at the speed. Jaden Patterson as a user at 95 speed. Nathan Lecoq, transfer from Tennessee at 94 speed. Gian Thompson, Malcolm Zazigiar, that is, and Ty Adams, just to name a few. And let's take a look at Gio Lopez, freshman, 89 throw power, 89 short, 84 speed, pretty good agility and acceleration. So this is going to be your quarterback for the next 3 to 4 seasons. With Bill Belichick, the storyline you can have with him, the uniforms, the players you already have, I think this definitely puts them up in that elite category. On the flip side of this spectrum, we have North Texas, only a team that only has 5 players above an 80. Gabe Blair, David Fishner, Fatahi Fihi, I butchered that a million. Shotty Clayton and Ethan Wojciechowski. Taking a look at speed, you do have some guys above 90 speed. Will Jones, Miles Coleman, Taylor Sterling, David Fisher, and the running back Shotty. Let's take a look at their quarterback. Obviously, got to break down the main position here. You have a senior, but we're gonna look at the freshman. Drew Mestamaker, 89 throw power, 77 short, 79 medium, 73 deep, 6'4". So you have something. You just wish that since he was 6'4", he had like 91 throw power at least. So with that being said, North Texas, not a lot of foundational building blocks to work with. Uniforms are that's gonna put them in that solid tier. Northern Illinois only has 2 players above an 80. Again, more action for you. Jacob Finley and Tally Johnson Jr. For speed, they only have 2 players above a 90 speed with Miles Thompson and Jacob Finley. Ugh, quarterbacks looking ugly too. You have a junior with Jalen Macon and Josh Hoist. We'll look at Hoist since he's younger, or Josh Holtz, excuse me. 88 throw power, 84 short, 82 medium, 77 speed. Northern Illinois, tough rebuild, sure, but not a lot of working with. So since that's said, Northern Illinois, not a lot of foundation, better uniforms than North Texas. So since they really haven't, they've struggled, they do have a better uniform combo. I've always been a big fan of the red and black. We're gonna put them in the fun category because you can bring your own guys in, and they have better uniforms than North Texas. That's what really puts them above them in terms of solid versus fun. Northwestern coming in next, you do have a great left tackle with Caleb Tiernan at a 91 overall. You have Cam Porter, Aiden Hubbard, Joseph Heeman, Preston Stone, and Tosai with Robert Fitzgerald. So a bunch of guys above the 80 overall, but you are in the Big Ten. It's going to be a tougher conference. Take a look at speed. True freshman corner 95 speed, true freshman receiver 94, running back 93. So you have some speed and the age to bounce with it. The Northwestern actually landed Preston Stone, a transfer from SMU, 90 throw power, 84 short, 89 medium, 76 speed. So I mean, he's manageable. Definitely can do something. He's got 81 kick power for some reason. Does he like do a lot of pooch kicks? Interesting, but due to the fact you have a bunch of young receivers and running backs with 92 plus speed, gotta make this team usable. So with Northwestern, again, young talent, young skill position with 90 plus speed, it's gonna lay them in the fun tier. Ohio from the MAC, a lot of MAC teams in the same bucket of category, pretty much. Low 80 overall is not that many. You do have some players. DJ Walker as a sophomore, Sia Bangura as a senior, Tank Pearson as a corner, and then Parker Navarro as your senior quarterback. Take a look at speed, only 2 players above a 90 speed if I can talk. Let's go to quarterback and let's look at Parker Navarro here. As a senior, 88 speed, 89 throw power, 87 short, 83 medium, so he does have a little bit of accuracies to work with at least. But other than that, we're gonna a bucket of categories for these MAC teams. Not too many 80 overalls, not too much speed to work with, so that's going to land them in the solid category. Oklahoma State, the Cowboys out of the Big 12. You do have a lot of talent. Freddie Brock, Kyron Duhan, Jalen Davies, Trent Howard, again, hoarding running backs, Talon Shatron. This is the third or fourth running back here with Sasi and Khalib, Christian Fitzpatrick, and Byron McCoy. Let's take a look at their speed. You have a junior and a senior with 95 and 94 speed. I like to see more freshmen with these 95 and 94s. That way you can use them for multiple years. And then a quarterback, you have 2 guys, but look at this. House Hingy, 91 speed, 87 throw power, 70, okay accuracy, but that 91 speed is definitely something I'm looking at here. House is pretty much building Oklahoma State on his back. 91 speed, that's alone enough to put them in the fun category. He's probably one of the faster quarterbacks we've seen out of all of these teams. Old Dominion has a 91 overall middle linebacker with Jason Henderson. I remember he was good, but he was an outside linebacker in 25. You have Chris Trinidad, Zach Barlev, Devin Roche, Colton Joseph. So let's take a look at speed here. Roche with 91 speed, who's your sophomore running back. You have TJ Lott, Langston Williams. I remember him. He picked me off a couple times when I played Old Dominion with my team builder dynasty team. And then quarterback Colton Joseph, 6'2", 200 pounds, 86 speed, 87 throw power, 86 short, 84 medium. Good change of directions, good ball carrier moves. Colton Joseph looking all right. So with Colton Joseph and Devin Roche, your running back, your backfield pretty much being really young, I think that's also going to put them in that fun category. Oregon State is very interesting if you want to try to save the Big 12. You have Anthony Hankerson. Speaking of Big 12, Texas State just accepted a bid to move to the Big 12. Fun fact for you. Anthony Hankerson, 91 overall as a senior. You have Trent Walker, Skylar Thomas, Van Wells, Malik Murphy, Tyler Volton. A bunch of older talent again. So this team's going to go up and then shoot down once your seniors graduate. Speed-wise, Zachary Card as a sophomore, 92. Kobe Singleton as a corner. Anthony Henderson as a senior with 89 speed. And once again for Malik Murphy, I believe he was at Texas, then Duke, and now Oregon State. 95 throw power, so definitely something you can use. 84 speed. So if you get 2 years out of him, he could do you pretty good. But with Oregon State, you have Malik Murphy, 95 throw power. I think the fact that you don't have a lot of receivers kind of brings them down. So with that being said, we're going to put them in the solid category. I mean, sure, 95 throw power can carry you, but not when you have a lot of receivers with 93 plus speed. With Pittsburgh out of the ACC, you have 2 guys above a 90 overall, Kyle Louise and Desmond Reed. A junior and a senior respectively would probably both leave after season 1. You have Rashawn Bilas, another junior. Multiple seniors on this list. The youngest guy is Eli Holstein, transfer from Alabama, if I remember correctly. Taking a look at the speed of these players, 98 speed for Cha Nabuko as a sophomore. Desmond Reed, 93 as a running back. Raphael Williams, Alfonso Brandt, a lot of speed on this list. Yeah, Eli Holstein did in fact transfer from Alabama. 94 throw power, that 98 speed definitely could make for some fireworks happening in your rebuild. 84 speed, 84 agility, 87 excel, but overall, really solid quarterback that you can get 2 to 3 years out of. So with that being said, Holstein and the 98 speed receiver, gonna immediately put them in that fun category. The Boilermakers coming out of the Big 10, again, they've been fluctuating. I remember they upset Ohio State when they traveled to Purdue. So if you're a ranked team, you play Purdue as a night game, it's gonna be tough to beat them. Take a look here, CJ not only the 4th, you have Devin Maccabee, Tony Grimes, Malachi Thomas, and Jalen St. John. You have a handful of guys above 90 speed. Most notably, you have Nitro Tuggle with 92 speed. Fitting, his name's Nitro and he's the fastest on the team. Your running back, Devin Maccabee, 90 speed as a senior. Your quarterbacks are a mixed blend here. You have a handful of guys all in the same boat. I'm going to look at Shane Honeycutt because he's a freshman with 85 speed and 88 throw power at 6'6". So this is definitely the guy, if you choose to rebuild Purdue, you'd probably choose him over the other guys. So Shane Honeycutt being 6'6", 85 speed, 88 throw power, based on his skill caps, we're going to put him in the fun category just off him alone. Yeah, Rice coming in with 1 player at an 80 overall. With Blake, I can't even pronounce that name. Is that Bonish? Anyways, 91 speed for Drayden, 91 for Quentin Jackson, 90 for Aaron Turner. A lot of old players on this list except for Taji Atkins, who's at a 90 speed with as a sophomore. And then your quarterbacks, again, is a cluster everywhere. You have Chase Jenkins, Patrick Creighton, who's a freshman. A young guys for sure. Look at Jenkins since he is a sophomore with the highest speed. 85 speed, 85 throw power, 85 agility, and 87 excel. So for Rice, I mean, not the greatest overall team, not a lot of foundational pieces. Gonna land them in that solid tier. Rutgers out of the Big 10 actually has a solid team. You have DJ Sheffield, a wide receiver in the 90 overall, 93 speed. Eric O'Neal, 89 overall. Bradley Weaver, Gus Zelinxis, Ian Strong, Jeff Elad. A lot to work with for Rutgers. I underrated this team for sure. 96 speed of a junior, 95 speed of Kevin Levi, Levi on defense at least. You have Sheffield here, Bo Masco, Cam Miller, Ben Black. So a lot of guys with over that 90 speed that we like to see whenever you're trying to rebuild a team. And then your quarterback is Ethan Kalakamenis. I probably butchered the mess out of that name, but we got it through at least. 81 speed, so you can decently move in the pocket. 90 throw power, 84 short, 79 medium, 81 deep. So with a mix of a handful of guys, a pretty good team. Bottom of the barrel of the Big Ten, so maybe you can build them up to win the Big Ten for the first time. I think Rutgers, I was looking ahead of myself. I think Rutgers can be in that fun category. Sam Houston, another new team that entered the FBS a year ago, their first appearance in college football 25. You have 4 guys above an 80 overall. Shane Porter, senior. James Don, a guard, senior. Alton Miscati, a senior. And Elijah Green, a senior running back. 3 of your 4 best players are running backs, so that ought to tell you something. Speed-wise, we have Amon Allen as a corner. The running back Alton, 91 speed as a senior. A lot of seniors on this list. Don't love that, but you can make work with it. And then their quarterbacks, Hunter Watson is their best player for quarterback. He is a senior, 77 overall with 85 speed, 87 throw power. Not a lot to work with. You have a ton of guys graduating, so this does provide the opportunity to bring your own guys in. Opportunity to bring your guys in. I don't love the orange and white combo. They didn't bring out any new uniforms, I don't think. So that being said, that's going to land them in that solid category. San Diego State has a 91 overall defensive end. Another team I may have underestimated, you have Chris Johnson, Keon Ellis, Ross Ilugalo, I think that's how you say his name. Lucky Scutton, hey, Lucky in the name, has an 81 overall. Then a couple 80s down the board. For speed wise, you have Nathan Asvado with 93 speed as a sophomore. You have Chris Johnson on defense. Some younger guys at least with Jordan Napier, a sophomore, 91 speed. You have a true freshman receiver, 90 speed. So some highlights at least. Your quarterbacks, you have 3 juniors, mainly highlighted here by Jaden Denegal, 90 throw power, 73 speed. Not mobile, not the greatest accuracy wise, so you can definitely do a lot better in your recruiting classes. San Diego State, not a ton of talent, not a ton of depth speed wise, an okay quarterback, but they're all old. Gonna put them in the solid category. San Jose State was actually my first rebuild last year on College Football 25. Nick Nash absolutely carried us. He's now in the league with the Falcons right now. Jordan Pollard coming in. I remember Floyd Chalk, Adam Matthews balled out for us. Gaffa, Fega, Tamar Latu, Ethan Powell. A lot of these guys I definitely remember. Let's go over to speed. You have Jabari Bates, Malachi Riley, Floyd Chalk the 4th. Those are the only really handful of guys close to that 90 speed. Adam Matthews is a sophomore. I believe I started him right away as a freshman a year ago. 84 speed, 85 throw power. He's good behind in the backfield or in the pocket with 89 agility, 89 excel. Doesn't have the greatest ball carrier moves, but he can at least maneuver if pressure hits his face at 6'3". So San Jose State is going to go in the fun category to the uniform combos. I'm not going to rebuild them first this year since I rebuilt them first last year. But if you wanted to, based on what you saw here, go right on ahead. They are a fun team. I highly recommend if you were to rebuild them. They have great uniforms, great stadium. So yeah, if you want to rebuild them, go right ahead. South Alabama, shout out RBT here. Looking at their team, I have a couple guys that are coaches down there at South Alabama. Kentre Bullock, Blaine Myrick, Jordan Davis, Wesley Miller, and Devin Volson leading the way. A lot of older guys and seniors and juniors. You have 2 guys at 90 speed or above. At least there's a running back here wearing number 85. That's interesting. Only a 72 overall, and you have a sophomore receiver with Anthony Eager. Then at quarterback, you have 2 juniors, mainly led by Zach Pyron here, 87 throw power, 84 short, and 75 speed. Unique uniform combos, good stadium, by the beach. You can try to recruit either in Florida or Alabama to be your main pipeline states. I'm gonna put them in the fun category. South Florida coming up, who gave Alabama a run for the money the past 2 years, so I know they have athleticism. You have Jalen Schuler, Deshaun Rucker, Cartavius Norton, Mac Harris, Bynum Brown, Cole Best, Rico Watson, a bunch of guys here, but I know they're gonna have speed. Really, they don't have as much speed as I thought. Jaquan Smith 93, Rucker 91, Stokes 90, Isaac 90, Chris Nimrod 90, just to highlight a few. Byron Brown, their quarterback, is a senior, does have 87 speed, 92 throw power, so he can last you a year. But the fact of their location is definitely gonna help you recruiting a guy to help replace Brown. Alabama limited him to trying to run the football because he couldn't throw. Couldn't hit the side of a barn, honestly. But his legs and everything else really gave Alabama fits. So with that being said, the location of USF is going to help. They're not as fast as I thought, which is going to put them in that solid tier. Southern Miss, again, a team in the Sun Belt. You have A good corner, Josh Mone at 89 overall. Then you drop off to Braylon Baxton at 82 as a senior. Again, a ton of seniors, so most of your team's going to leave and your overall is going to drop in season 2. Speed-wise, Moten's 94, Chapman 93, Pittman 92, Foster 91, and then 90 for Elijah Metcalf. Your quarterback is going to be Braylon Braxton, 93 throw power as a senior, 85 medium, 83 deep, and 84 throw on the run. He's okay in the backfield. He does wear the number 0, so if that helps you out, there you go. Southern Miss, not too crazy things highlighting them. They're in the Sun Belt. A ton of teams in the Sun Belt desperately need a rebuild. But for Southern Miss, they're going to just land in the solid category. With Stanford, the storyline can write itself. Andrew Luck coming in to be the general manager of the football team. That's something you can use in itself. Build them up in the ACC. Try to recruit a quarterback similar to Luck's play style. You have Colin Wright, 88 overall, 90 speed, Sam Rush, Cedric Ivan, Micah Ford, Scotty Edwards. Decent amount of players above an 80 overall, but in the ACC, only a handful ain't gonna cut it. Their faster players are Brandon Nicholson and Caden High. Not a lot of freshmen. There's one freshman with Trent Parrish, who's a running back at 74 overall with 90 speed. But their quarterbacks are where they are lacking. You have a sophomore and a freshman. We're gonna look at the true freshman with Dylan Risk. You have 91 throw power for me, 6'2", 205, 80 short, 80 medium, 77 deep, 75 throw on the run. Wish you was a little bit faster, but it's something you can work with. So with the storyline of Stanford, you can take over as Andrew Luck. I think the storyline alone that you can make puts them directly in that fun category. It's a tough environment with the ACC. They're the bottom of the barrel, so it's going to be a little bit tougher to try to compete in that conference. On the flip side, you have Syracuse. Syracuse has been a team that has upset other ACC opponents in the past. I think they're a little bit underrated in this game. You have Devin Grant, Deuce Chestnut, David Reese, Dan Villari, Deontay Cook, Daryl Gill, Yassine Willis. Again, a lot of guys here. Let's take a look at the speed wise. Malachi James is a sophomore, 94 speed. Could definitely use him in the future. Deontay Cook is a sophomore receiver, 92 speed. You have Deuce Chestnut at the bottom as a strong safety. A bunch of young talent on here with 90 plus speed. This is something you love to see. They have a couple quarterbacks here. You know, you can do a quarterback competition. Steve Angeli, take a look at him first. 79 overall, 81 speed, 87 throw power, 90 short, 84 medium. And then you have Ricky Collins, again as a sophomore as well, 85 speed, 90 throw power. So if you want the best of both worlds in terms of throwing the football and speed, Collins might be the way to go at 6'2". He's got good ball carry moves with 88 agility, 87 excel. Decent accuracies that can definitely be worked on. The 68 deep is definitely what's bringing him down. Syracuse with Ricky Collins, a sophomore, with 85 speed and 90 throw power. I think you can put them in the fun category. A team that can revitalize themselves to be good in the ACC, become a football program, something you can definitely do. Temple in the American, I don't think has really done a lot lately. You have Jay Ducker, Terez Worthy, getting 2 running back in the back, 3 running backs with Jaquez Smith. I don't know what's up with these lower tier schools hoarding running backs, but there you go. Overall wise, Terez Worthy as a senior, 91 speed, and Tyler Stewart, who's a 60 overall, probably won't play, but at least has 91 speed. Quarterbacks, you have a log jam here. We're going to look at the freshman here with Clay Adams, 73 overall, 83 speed, 86 throw power, 6'1". Maybe he can develop a little bit, but I liked it for freshmen that I like when I take over a team. I either want them to have an elite throw power with 90 plus or an elite speed with like 87 plus. This guy unfortunately has none of that. With that being said, Temple, not a lot of speed, not really a quarterback you can take over and use right away, and put them in the solid category. Texas State, a team that has accepted a bid to go to the Pac-12. Take a look at them right now. Talia Lockett, a right guard, is 85 overall. You have Lincoln Perry. You have Torrance Burgess, again, 2 running backs combo here. Cole Alexander, Bo Sparks, Greg Burrell, a true freshman running back, so you probably use him over those 2. You have a wide receiver, well, not wide receiver, left in with Landry, you get Chris Don, and then David Abiara with 80 overall. Take a look at their speeds. Bo Sparks, 93 speed. Chris Don is a junior, 93 speed. Burgess, 91 as a running back. But other than that, you really wouldn't use Burgess because you have Burrell, who's a true freshman. Quarterbacks, another log jam here. Gonna take a look at Brad Jackson since he's a freshman. 86 throw power, 83 speed. The same thing that be said with Temple can be the same thing that can be said with Texas State. Now, the only reason why I would put Texas State ahead of Temple is because you can make that storyline with them accepting that Pac-12 bid. They're still in the solid category. but if I were to rank them, they'd be ahead of Temple. Texas Tech coming up, missing, they didn't do anything with Pat Mahomes or Cliff Kingsbury, but they do have two guys here with David Bailey and Jacob Rodriguez. You have Les Hunter, Terrence Carter at tight end, Vinny Scary, Reggie Virgil. There's a quarterback with Barry Morton, Davion Carter. Let's take a look at their speeds. There we go. This is what I like to see. So you have Jacoby Williams, a sophomore running back with 93 speed, Micah Hudson 92 speed, Quentin Joyner 91. So a bunch of young guys that are fast. And your quarterback, Barron Morton, with 93 throw power, can definitely get it out there to those young, quick receivers. So this is a team that you can take over, and then in a year, get a quarterback with good throw power, good deep accuracy, and let it loose to those fast receivers. The high octane offense you can run with Texas Tech, the black and red uniform combos, gonna put them in the fun category. And I just realized Texas is on here. I left them out of the no way category. We're gonna put them there. Sorry about that. The rocket for Toledo. I always love their stadium because they have a rocket. I believe they have their rocket in the stadium aimed at one of their rivals in the MAC. I'm pretty sure that's true. With Emmanuel McNeil Warren, a strong safety 90 overall, Junior, Vander Ross, you have Trayvon Rudolph, Nasir Bowers, Terrence Moore, Avery Smith, just a handful of guys in the same overall range. Your wide receiver or your speed guys are a lot of older players. So again, your team's going to be good year one and then take a drop in season two. Your starting quarterback is Tucker Gleason, who is a senior. The other quarterbacks were terrible. So you're desperately going to need to bring somebody in. 91 throw power, 87 short, only 79 speed. Not really riding home here for anything. They do have good uniform combos and their stadium, which is going to put them in the fun category. You can see the rocket named of the rival every year. So that's the only thing that can put them in this fun tier. Troy, their coach, left to Tulane and they brought a bunch of players from that team. So this team is pretty stripped down if you think about it. You have Eli Rush, Jordan Stringer, Ra Thomas, Devin Lafayette, Elijah Davis, and then Scott Taylor, who's a kicker. Look at everybody with speed, only 3 guys, Trey Cooley, Mojo Dortch, and Ra Thomas above that 90 threshold that we like. Then 4 quarterbacks, again, it's another log jam here. The only guy I really want to highlight here is Adam Ford, who is a freshman with 88 throw power, 83 short, and 77 medium. Other than that, he's 6'5", so at least he's got the build. Again, one of these Sun Belt teams that are just log jam, we're going to throw them in that solid category. Tulane has always been these rebuild darlings because of their uniforms. I love their combos with the baby blue. Take a look at them. Derek Graham, Maurice Westmoreland, Cameron Hamilton, Arnold Barnes, Jack Holyfield. So again, they have a pretty solid team for being in the American Conference. Take a look at their speed. 94 speed for Jimmy Callaway. You have Jaden Lewis as a freshman, 92, but he's a corner. Amari Hayes at 91. Then other than that, these guys are going to be development pieces. Your quarterback is Caden Simonza, 89 throw power, 87 short, 85 medium. Decent speed. Only 5'11", so again, you're going to run into that issue where you can throw over the line of scrimmage and maybe you don't see him because your offensive line's towering over you. But with Tulane, they are always going to be a fun rebuild. Their stadium, their environment, being in Louisiana, a hotbed for recruits, you can definitely make some noise with them. Another team from the American, Tulsa, coming in from Oklahoma. You have Dominic Richardson, Savion Morrison, 2 running backs that you can use here. Jadon Burnett, Brent Ellison, another running back, and another running back. I don't know what's up with these smaller tier schools hoarding running backs, but it doesn't help your overall team. Braylon Presley, Keon Parker, Zion Booker, Dominic Richardson, and Asian Allen are the few notable guys you can use here on this team with 90 speed or above. Then your quarterback, you do have a true freshman, but only 84 speed and 84 throw power. So he's not elite athletically. He's not elite throwing the rock. And you have 3 to 4 running backs that you can use at a given basis. So with the block at running back, not an elite quarterback, immediately going into the solid tier. UAB is an interesting team. They had the death penalty for a while, came back, won the Conference USA, shifted to the American, and now here they are. Take a look at them. You have Javon Jackson at an 87 or 85 overall, 87 speed. Isaiah Jacobs, 2 senior running backs, and then Sarad Bryant. That's really it for the guys above 80. Take a look at their speed. You have a couple receivers that are young, which is nice. 1 running back, Nate Rogers at 89 speed, but other than that, not a lot here. Oh, quarterback room, not looking pretty whatever. You have Jalen Kitna. Is this John Kitna's son? I have to fact checking myself. This is John Kitna's son. Good night. He has 93 throw power, but as a senior, you can't really develop and got to bring your own guy in. I wish he was a bit younger. Pause on that one. UAB, solid. That's about it. I mean, not great uniforms. You have an old quarterback. You don't have a lot of speed. You have a lot of aging people that are going to graduate. So going to put them in that. UCF, the home of the 2017 hypothetical national championship. You have Nigel Kelly, Jaden Nixon, Miles Montgomery, John Walker. So you have a bunch of guys on the front end. Again, another team with 2 running backs. That's a common theme we see here. Nixon does have 93 speed, so he's probably going to be used a little bit more than Montgomery. You have Farmer, Henderson, Burke, Dwayne Thomas. Again, not a ton of young talent here with a 90 speed. For a team I want to rebuild, I like seeing the young guys with this speed threshold. That way we can develop, because you can develop the rest of the categories. You can't really teach speed. Quarterback room isn't really led by much. You have Taven Jackson, 89 throw power, okay accuracies, decent speed. You have 2 years to use with him, but other than that, still not a lot here. Said that a lot with teams. If you don't have the elite athleticism at quarterback, or at least a running back or somebody young that you can build around, odds are it's going to put you in that solid category. So UCLA is interesting. You do have transfer Nico Iamalava. I may have butchered that pronunciation. You have Javian Thomas, Caden Robinson. So this team could try to make some noise in the Big Ten. Just depends on what's around them. Bunch of guys above the 80 overall. Take a look at 99 speed. I wish you were the receiver. Jaden Marshall 94, Javian Thomas 93. You have a receiver here, Titus, as a junior with 93. So a bunch of guys that are athletic. As you see here for the transfer for Nico, 97 throw power, 86 speed, coming from Tennessee. Definitely somebody you can use for 2 seasons for sure. So for UCLA, that's going to put them in the fun category. You already have quarterbacks settled. You have good uniforms, trying to make some noise in the Big Ten. Let's see if they can do so in the next season. Up next is UConn, typically a basketball school, coming in as an independent. You have Skylar Ball, Cam Edwards, Mal Brown, Cam Chadwick, Lewis Hanson. Handful of guys above that 80 overall. You have Skylar Bell, who's the fastest guy, as a senior. Caleb Burton's a sophomore. Again, a lot of older guys with the speed here, but only 3 guys above that 90 speed. Quarterback is a senior with Joe Fagnano. He's got 90 throw power, 86 short, 83 medium, 76 speed. Again, not a lot to write home here. They don't have great uniforms, so we'll see what tier that's going to put him in. You could probably guess by now what that's going to be. For UConn, independent, so it's going to be a lot harder for them to make the college football playoffs. Maybe you can try to throw them in like a Big Ten if you get them to develop some. But that being said, they're going to put them right in this solid tier. UMass, one of the worst teams in the game. Again, as an independent, only 2 guys above an 80 overall. Ty Harding, Jawan Price. Elise Harding has 92 speed. He's the fastest guy on the team, with Brandon Hood as a freshman who's got 92. So you have a sophomore and a freshman to build around. But your quarterback situation doesn't look the prettiest. You do have AJ Hairston, who is a freshman. Harrison coming in again, as a freshman. He's got 88 throw power, 82 speed, 81 change of direction. Decent in the backfield, but the fact that you can develop him, you have him, a young running back with 90 plus speed, and a young receiver 90 plus speed, so that makes them somewhat usable. So with that, UMass always been the worst team in all of FBS. That's actually going to put them in the fun category. You have 3 young guys, a freshman quarterback, receiver, and running back that can get put to work. UNLV, it'd be interesting if you could do something with the Las Vegas Sphere, but of course, with them being in Las Vegas in the Mountain West, you have Jadaean Thomas, Jaden Glover, 2 running backs that can be used here, 3 running backs that can be used here, 3 running back trio, I suppose. Denver Harris, Marcel McDuffie, and LaTerrence Walsh closing that out. For speed, Denver Harris as a senior at 93. You don't have any young guys. I mean, you have Tayshawn Lyons, 90 speed as a sophomore, so maybe he can be usable in the 2 to 3 years that you have him. In your quarterback room, I'm gonna go Alex Orji, transferred here from Michigan. Okay. So Alex Orji again from Michigan, 89 speed, 92 throw power, not accurate whatsoever, but he can run the rock. So depending on who you want to use, if you want to keep with Orji, you want to go with the other guy. If I would use Orji and make that into a fun tier because he has that speed, you have the Las Vegas atmosphere, you can make a storyline and make something work there. USC has pretty much fallen off since Caleb Williams left. Yeah, Miller Moss transferred out, but you do have some weapons to use here. You have Mekhi Lemon, you have Jacoby Lane, DJ Harvey, you have Jaden Malava, who took over for Miller Moss, DJ Harvey, Kamari Ramsey, Eli Sanders. Take a look at speed here. Marcellus Williams as a true freshman, 92 speed, love to see that. Mekhi Lemon, maybe get 2 years out of Lemon, probably not. Your freshman here, Isaiah Rubin, another corner. Then you have Xavier Jordan, who's a freshman, 90 speed. So some guys you can definitely work with, but they're USC. You're going to get the 5 stars from California. Again, your quarterback, Jaden Mayava, 90 throw power, 83 speed. He's really accurate in the pocket. He's got decent mobility. So, I mean, as USC, again, you're going to get the 5 stars that you can use. So pretty much your work is going to be done once you get there, because you're going to get the players flocking to them. Your visit points are going to count for 10 points for the guys in California. So you can very easily make USC into a powerhouse. So with that said, since the easiness of recruiting for USC, a talented roster that already has a foundation, they're just going to go in the solid tier. Utah State up next in the Mountain West. You have Ike Larson as a free safety, 88 overall, Javon Jacobs, Miles Davis. Again, a lot of teams with these running backs. And then Brock Lane. Taking a look at their speed guys. I mean, Charles or Gillespie might be the only guy that eventually develops, but not a lot of athleticism here. Your quarterback room is brutal. You're led by Bryson Barnes, a 74 overall senior. 86 throw power is meh. At 6'2", you'd expect something a little bit more than that. Utah State, immediately solid tier. Not the greatest uniforms. Not a lot of young guys that have speed. Not too many guys above an 80 overall either, so that's what lands you in the solid category for me. From the Conference USA, you do have Xavier Smith, Kenny Odom, Hashawn Wilson, and Cam Thomas. Only 4 guys above an 80 overall, but Kenny Odom, you can get 2 years out of him with 93 speed. Cam Thomas and Hashawn Wilson, the 3 guys that you're probably going to use the most with 90 speed. So season 1, you'll probably be pretty good. And then after that, you might fall off a tick. Malachi Nelson from USC and Boise State did transfer to UTEP. He's got 92 speed, 86 throw power, so something you can build off of here. Good agility with 86, good acceleration, decent accuracies you can for sure develop. Malachi Nelson is really carrying UTEP, but the fact that he's already transferred twice, he's probably only going to have impact development with not the greatest skill caps. So with that being said, we're going to put them in that solid tier. Same thing with Texas, except UTSA is in the American Conference. They have a lot more players in this 80 overall with Robert Henry, Devin McQueen, John Emery, Kamar Missouri. Wait, John Emery, is that the guy from LSU? Yeah, John Emery did transfer from LSU, entering his 7th college football season. Goodness gracious. Kamar Missouri, DeCorian Clark, Amarian Peterson, another running back. Take a look at speed-wise. You have DJ Allen, who's a junior. Makai Anderson, even though he's a 64, might could develop a little bit. Other than that, I'm not really seeing anybody else besides Amarian Peterson. Then you have Owen McCown, who's Josh McCown's son. Make you feel a little bit old here. 88 throw power, 78 speed, 86 short, 84 medium. So I mean, maybe if he has the intangibles of Josh McCown, he could pan out to something. So with UTSA, again, not a lot to work with in terms of athleticism wise. We're going to put them immediately in that solid tier. I think Vanderbilt is going to be slept on again. I mean, you have Eli Stowers, one of the best tight ends in the nation. Jordan White, Diego Pavia, who came in, beat Alabama, beat Auburn, almost beat Texas at home. Martell Height, Randon Fontenay, Cedric Alexander, Junior Sorrell, Brock Taylor, Langston Patterson. I'm familiar with Vanderbilt here. Jeremiah Dillon, 95 speed, Jordan Matthews, 92, Dante Carter. So Vanderbilt could turn some heads this next season. The only thing is, after Diego Pavia leaves, you're going to really need some help at quarterback. Pavia does have 89 speed, 87 throw power, 93 short, 84 medium. Yeah, he's got better ball carry moves than I thought, honestly. With Vanderbilt, what you can do with them after Diego Pavia leaves, trying to build upon the momentum, I think they're going to be very well in that fun tier. Virginia Tech, they finally have their trademark song in the game this year, so they're definitely going to be a hot commodity to talk about. You have Thomas Remack, 91 overall, Terrell Stewart, Braden Burnett, 2 senior running back and a junior, Christian Ellis, Donovan Green, Ben Bell. Take a look at speed again. Donovan Green at 92 speed, but is a senior. Jeff Overton, a running back, 80 overall freshman with 91 speed. So he might be somebody you really lean on in this rebuild. Then your quarterback, Kyron Drones, 86 speed, 93 throw power. So for a year, somebody you can for sure work with. He's got good ball carrier moves. He's got decent accuracies. Wish his deep was a little bit better, but maybe that's something you can develop and try to work with. Pretty much Virginia Tech's going to be in the elite tier. The reason why? Their songs in the game. Imagine that tunnel when you walk down, you have your headphones on, it's boosted all the way up, and you can hear that music. Yeah, that's why they're an elite rebuild. Virginia coming in on the flip side, still in the ACC, of course. Brady Wilson, Harrison Wales, Monroe Mills, Antonio Clary, Donovan Platt, just to highlight their best players. For speed, I mean, Josiah Parsinger is a true freshman, but he plays defense. You're not really going to use him that much unless you move him to safety. You have Cameron Courtney, who's a sophomore. Other than that, not really seeing any other young guys to highlight. Your quarterback is going to be Chandler Morris, 87 throw power, 85 speed. He's pretty good ball carrier with 89 agility, 89 excel, 89 change of direction. His accuracies are good. It's just his throw power is a little bit weaker. If he had like 91, 92, it might be better. Oh, it would be better, but still only 87 is kind of tough to work with. So that being said, Virginia, you are going into this pool here of solid rebuilds. Wait, another team in the ACC. We're just going down the ACC list here. We have Damon Claiborne, Fali Famos, a good right tackle, Nick Anderson, Dylan Azan, Devon Patterson, Ladarius Webb Jr. Is that Ladarius Webb's son? He played for the Ravens for a while. And then Oscar Mitz-Roberts, 96 speed for Claiborne. Love to see that. I wish you wasn't a senior, man. Samari Stevenson with 91. You have a young receiver, Makai May Jr. Not seeing anybody, a freshman here with Chris Barnes. So Wake Forest kind of being slept on as a rebuild. Quarterback here, I forgot Robbie Asher transferred here. Ashford from Auburn and then went to South Carolina. He's got 88 speed, 89 throw power, is a senior, so he's going to be gone after this year, but you use him and a 96 speed running back in the backfield, season 1 could be pretty fun for you. So after a while, pretty much since Vanderbilt, we've thrown a lot of teams in the solid one. The Wake Forest could definitely make some noise as a fun rebuild. After Kalen DeBoer left Washington, a ton of players transferred out. So it's going to be interesting to see as a storyline, you want to try to build them back up to a national championship appearance. You have Jonah Coleman, Denzel Boston, Tacario Davis, Ephesians Pricelock, one of the better corners in the league, Tariq Al-Duo, Jacob Manu, good linebackers here, and Damon Williams. Take a look at speed-wise, Amari Evans, Adam Muhammad, and Jordan Washington, a young guy. So a good bit of young players here. You have Rodden Vines Bite, 92 speed, who's young. So pretty good to work with in terms of developing your young pieces. Your quarterback, Damon Williams, is a sophomore at 88 speed, 88 throw power, good acceleration, 92, good change of direction, good throw on the run, so definitely can use him in rollout packages to attack the defenses, especially since he's 5'11". With the storyline of bringing Washington back, I definitely can see them as a fun rebuild. You have a fast quarterback with Damon Williams. You can make some work when you got young, fast receivers. Something can definitely happen with that. Washington State, on the other hand, always been a team that airs out the rock. Let's take a look at them. You got Brock Dew, Angel Johnson, Josh Meredith, a lot of seniors. Your youngest guy here is going to be Luke Polisi, however you say his name, Devin Ellison, and Tucker Large. Again, taking a look at speed here. Not seeing any young guys above a 90 speed. You only have 4 guys headlined by Tony Freeman. Your quarterback, again, is a logjam. You are led by true freshman James McCauley, 93 throw power at 6'5" with 83 speed. So I always love to see either an elite throw power or elite speed out of a freshman. In an air raid offense like Washington State, James McCauley can for sure put up numbers for you. James McCauley, air raid offense, trying to build back up the Pac-12. Fun rebuild for sure. I don't know what you say about Western Kentucky, but this mascot will give me nightmares. 100% for sure. Take a look at him. I don't know, Al Maninali, 82 overall, 91 speed. Matthew Henry, a senior. Another senior, DeMarco Williams and Marshall Jackson. Taking a look, 96 speed with Quincy Burrows. Katie Hutchinson, a junior. I wish they were a little bit younger. Pause. That way you can have them for longer. Oh God, that just sounds awful. In your quarterback situation, not looking crazy. Maverick McIver, 77 speed, 89 throw power. Okay accuracies. Again, nothing really special here. For Western Kentucky, gonna put them in solid tier. If you want to see that big red mascot give you nightmares, go right ahead. Take me home, country roads, I belong. West Virginia, coming in with Fred Perry, who's an 89 overall with 89 speed. Jalen White, a junior with 94 speed. Maybe he stays another year. Tamoy Robinson, Jordan Scruggs, Michael Coates. Again, a pretty good team. A ton of players above an 80 overall. Take a look at their speed. Winks, or Wentz. No, that's White. I don't know why I thought Winks. It's been a long day so far. Long recording. 94 speed. Harrington with 93 speed. Hamilton, a sophomore, 92. So a ton of guys that are fast, which is good. The main guy I want to look at here is Khalil Wilkins. He's not the best quarterback, but he's a freshman, 87 speed, 87 throw power. So this is somebody, again, you can build off of for the future if you wanted to use this team. West Virginia Hasn't been great since Pat White was there back in the early 2000s. So if you want to build them back up to where they were as a powerhouse, Khalil Wilkins could lead the way for you. So with Khalil Wilkins, with West Virginia, the tradition, putting them in the fun tier. Coming down close to the end, Western Michigan. Out of the MAC, Jalen Bugney, their top player as an 87 junior running back. You have Blake Bosma and Tate Halleck, as well as Raheem Anderson. A handful of guys with speed. Youngest one's Colt Cabana with 92 speed as a sophomore. Your quarterback situation though is ugly. 71 overall, 87 throw power, not one accuracy above an 80, and his speed is not above an 80. So with that, Western Michigan, terrible uniform combos, going in the solid category. Wisconsin's interesting because their schedule for next year is crazy tough. Take a look what they have. They have Ricardo Hallman, a senior corner, 90 overall, 93 speed. Riley Mailman, Preston Zachman, Nazir, I can't even pronounce that. Austin Brown, Jake Renfro, Joe Brunner, to name a few. For speed, Ricardo's a top guy, 93 speed. DeKyle Crowdis, you have 2 years with 93 speed. You have Kyan Barry Johnson, 91 speed as a freshman. You have Darian Dupree as a sophomore. So again, young talent, tough conference, tough schedule coming up. Could make its way for a fun rebuild. Your quarterback for this next year is Billy Edwards Jr. He is a senior with 89 throw power, 83 speed. So you're able to bring in your own guy. I didn't see they really had any other freshmen that caught my eye. But the fact they have a tough schedule and a tough conference puts them on a better pedestal. Wisconsin, tough schedule next year, tough conference. You can bring in your own quarterback. You have some young guys, puts them in the fun tier. Last but not least, we have Wyoming, home of Josh Allen, or at least that's when he went to school at, not his home per se. You have John Michael Gillenberg as a tight end, Taryn Kelman, a junior, Sam Scott, again, more running backs. These low schools like to hoard up on running backs. One guy above 90 speed with Caleb Merritt. Quarterback gonna be Eli Baggs. He is a freshman, 83 speed, 92 throw power. Okay, Eli carrying this team on his back though. But Wisconsin just doesn't, not Wisconsin, that was the last team I did. Wyoming, just, I don't like the brown and yellow combo. It just doesn't really sit right with me. For the last team here, they are gonna go in the solid category. Now that I've thought of over, we're going to put FIU in that elite category. The uniforms, I just thought about it. It's going to push them up the edge a little bit. So these are the teams, again, in the elite category. We'll have Coastal Carolina, Delaware, East Carolina, Kennesaw State, Maryland, North Carolina, Virginia Tech, and FIU. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know where your team fell in this tier ranking. And also let me know down below, who are you going to be rebuilding first? I have a few. I posted my top 40 on my Twitter, which will be linked below, and on the YouTube community post, so you can let me know there on what you think of my top 40 teams to be rebuilt. So keep an eye out as I narrow them down before College Football 26 comes out. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, really helps out the channel. Until then, I'm out. Peace.